except for Shoop. Who, by the way, is just going to be sitting and listening.
Oh, come on.
Because of thank you, Michelle. Because Jake is likely on his complete way out, I have a couple things more for his character to do. It is becoming harder for Lydia to join, and it is becoming increasingly impossible for Franco to join because of his job. So there's a good likelihood that I'm gonna have to basically do a couple things, and one is probably gonna be have to run sessions with Franco and Yuka separately. So I need to reconfigure some things. So I'm gonna at least do one of those for now. And then it's probably gonna end up being like I need to think about where to put Shoop's character because the party doesn't have much of a good reason to trust anyone, and the only reason why Hamari was coming along was because the group was forced to.
Yeah.
So I have a couple ideas, but I need to think about it for a little bit. But I'd be able to give Shoop a place. No, Shoop, Michelle, Shoop never had it. Well, Shoop had a character in the very, 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 very beginning, the very first campaign I was going to run with this setting before conflicting with Achille, his work schedule, and a couple others made it impossible to organize. So I had to basically shelve those characters. They're still out there. They're still people. They still exist. Yeah, so I'll figure that out later. But anyway, so what do y'all guys remember from last time?
Himari got friggin' wrecked.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay,
Found Azragoth, did the thing.
Yeah, we came across Azragoth. As Daddy.
As Daddy.
Gave him the coded message. He did not take my presentation of said message very well.
Now, to be fair, you were threatening intentionally.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Except you realized going up against a platinum dragon who is far beyond you.
Yeah. She's very confident in herself.
Competency. A slow, insidious killer.
He gave us the responding code phrase for Ayakora.
Mm-hmm.
Azargard gave us the company card.
You, the company card specifically.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and then you abused said card.
I mean, abuse? Really? I mean, we got some lodging.
Hey, those
lodging.
Those are Michelle's words, not mine. Prank saw into thinking he had a room, sent a security guard bouncer after him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Himari's just going to constantly be as mean as possible to Franco's character just because. I mean, abusing the card would be buying a whole bunch of gifts meant for small children, going to an orphanage, bringing them all outside, getting them all excited, and then lighting them on fire. Quick, get them before they start burning. I know you can do it. I guess that means nobody's ever going to love you.
Yeah, buying a whole rack of the world's most expensive wine is not abuse.
It wasn't a rack, it was 2 bottles.
Stump, if you put the 2 bottles together on your chest, what does it look like? Say it with me now. A rack. I thought it was funny. Fuck all you. Anyway,
Boo.
Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. But as we understand right now, Hamari, I don't think you said much at all to Liam and Yuka, other than that. Yeah, by the way, he manipulated your mind. Yeah, he's gonna help us. Yeah, I have the code phrase. That's how I got this card. He's willing to help to some degree.
Did I explain anything to Yuka and Liam? I think I might have very vaguely mentioned, like in a passing jest.
Yeah, you mentioned to him that he was mind controlled by Azargoth because Liam was pissed about it.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember that now. Okay.
Yeah, so how about you tell me how much, or Andrew, do you remember anything Hamari directly told your character?
Directly told my character?
Yeah, other than the mind control bit.
Other than the mind control bit? No. I don't think she said anything to us.
Okay, so the party mostly knows that Azragoth is mind controlling. Apparently, they had a conversation with Hamari. Hamari looked fucked up after the conversation, and that Hamari now has a card that she can just use in the high city.
Yep.
Okay, and you know that Sai is currently bunking with somebody in Yuka's room specifically, and he's looking over some books, and so is Arilla. Yeah, so I think we're gonna start off with you guys are staying at a pretty fancy inn, and we all see you bedding down for the night. Liam, you're sitting there like from the one scene in Fava Goes West, where she's like looking up at the moon, like, and then Liam starts singing somewhere out there.
He's singing.
He's somewhere out there towards Fertalos.
Somewhere out there.
I don't know why the fuck that popped into my mind. Like I was just like thinking, yeah, he's like probably a little bit bummed. I'm like, and then that scene popped in my head, and I'm like, it's funny. Anyway, I might not have been West, but anyway. So yeah, you're sitting there thinking like, you know, try to see if you can make any connection. What little tiny bit you can get is very distant. And then you feel. Can you make me a two checks? First, make me a wisdom saving throw, DC 12. I have to log in.
I should probably open Roll20.
Forgot. Google's not saving the password on this thing. Andrew, you tell me what you rolled.
I got an 18.
Okay.
I got an 18.
Gotcha. Sorry, what was that? Not you, Andrew. Someone else was talking. Guess not. Okay. So with an 18, you know, so you're sitting there, you're trying to commune, got your bowl out, water in it, and you do an outreach, and you feel the barrier for a moment, and then you kind of feel like the equivalent of a mental bitch slap, and then you back off before it, you know, does anything. Give me a religion check, DC 20.
Nope.
Oh, you hit that right away. Yeah. So
I was anticipating it.
Yeah. So you feel some weird. You feel a deep resonance, and then it dissipates, and it felt like it was just beyond the barrier, and you recognize it's just some strong resonance like hitting down, and it was like it seems familiar, like I should know what that is. And as that kind of comes over you, the camera shifts to Yuka, who comes into her room, and Sai's just sitting there with his books and looking over them, and you know, doing his humming noise. And Yuka tries to talk to him a couple times. He holds up his finger, and then Yuka like sits there, arms crossed, and she gets in the bed, lays down, hugs her staff, and falls asleep. And it's kind of a sped up camera. We see it cut over to Arilla, who has closed the book that she's reading. And she pulls out a small little, like, brown leather bound journal. And she opens it up and starts reading it. And we cut over to Hamari. And you're drunk as fuck at the moment, right?
Well, I know she's enjoying the drink pretty much. And I think she's going to be practicing her stabbing motion too.
While drunk.
Yes.
Okay, so we cut to a room that has slash marks kind of half-assedly put on the bed frame. Like there's like a bedpost. And as it flicks by her window quickly, we see, as the camera pans out, we see on top of the moonlit in roof. You got these like very nice, almost ceramic style, like triangle shingles. And on top, we see a
Fucking elves. Metal roofs are where it's at.
we see what appears to be a kind of amorphous cloud. And the cloud appears to be some type of moving static, as if you were staring into an old TV set. And it slinks across the roof slowly and then kind of forms up into a humanoid-ish figure and stands and looks up at the moon for a moment. Then we cut to morning, and you all wake up at different times and you head downstairs. And Hamari, would she be an early riser, or?
I think normally she would be, yes.
Okay. Liam, what about you? Your character with nothing to do at the moment, would he wake up early or kind of sleep in bed?
Wakes up when he wakes up.
Okay, say no for this then. Yeah, so you get out, Hamari, and you're walking down to the bathing stall area that they have. And you see Arilla come out of her room, Brookside following her. And she says, "Oh, good, this way I don't have to tell everyone. Can you tell everyone that I'm going to be gone for a little bit? I have something I need to do."
What makes you think I would actually do that?
She rolls her eyes and walks over to Yuka and Sai's door and knocks on it. Do you stick around or you just keep walking?
I'm going to keep walking. I've had probably a nasty night there, and I need to get cleaned.
Okay. Yep, so you kind of hear the knocking go distant. Doesn't seem like Sai or Yuka is answering. Liam, how light of a sleeper are you?
Fairly.
Okay.
Fairly light.
You hear a knock on the door. Several knocks. And then Arilla's voice say, "Liam."
Aye. One moment.
She does a rhythmic, quick tap for a moment and then stops.
I open the door. Aye, what can I help you with?
Well, one, Hamari's a bitch. Two,
Yeah, this is new.
Sai and Yuka are not answering their door, and their door is locked. Three, I was gonna let you guys know that I'm heading out with Brookside. We have a couple of things to attend to, and I have a suspicion I'm gonna follow up on.
Splitting up. You sure that's wise?
Brookside's well enough. As if I need much else. Not that you guys aren't helpful, but Brookside's a lovable brick wall.
I was about to say, what about the rest of us?
You'll be fine.
Alrighty.
You guys,
Won't stop ya.
you and Sai and Yuka alone took on the Knoll army, recovered the Rose's Thorn. I don't think you need my help for much of anything.
Fair enough. Stay safe out there.
Will do.
Contact us with message if you are capable of doing so. If you need anything.
Yeah, she nods. So Sai has my message stone, so should be able to do that.
Forgot about that.
Yep. She waves you off. Says, "Talk to you later, Liam."
Aye, I'll let him know.
Brookside waves and accidentally hits like a lamp ornament that's attached to the wall. It says, "Oops." Well, anyway, bye, Liam, and continues to
Stay safe,
down.
big guy.
Gives you a thumbs up. But yeah. So, what are you doing, Liam? You just got woken up.
Suppose I'll go through my morning routine.
Okay. Yeah. So we cut away. Hamari, you're currently in like a bathing stall, and you probably have some. Funnily enough, they actually have oils here that are for Dragonborn, but you believe they're the wrong kind. You think this is more the northern Dragonborn kind?
The scents are all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell wants to smell like pine needles?
Potpourri oil.
Mm-hmm. So
I bitch they don't have something with saffron in it.
as you're complaining, you see a small maidservant walk by, and she stops and speaks in Elvish at you.
I give her the Karen look of, are you a fucking idiot? I don't say that, but I give her that look.
Her long ears fold back like a dog, and she like holds up the pan or something she was holding and kind of scoots off. So how long does Hamari usually take a bath?
I just figured it's just usually long enough probably to enjoy yourself, but we got to wash off the drunken stank, so she's going to be in there probably a little while.
Okay. Liam, you arrive downstairs in the inn. There's a couple patrons, and there are currently 2 extra waitresses on staff right now, serving up food and drinks for people, but you don't see anyone else from your group downstairs. And you're pretty sure that Sai's an early riser, Yuka's an early riser, and Hamari's an early riser. And Elrilla, but you know where Elrilla is.
I go up, double check that Elrilla was correct in saying that their door, or that they are not answering and their door is locked.
Yep, so you knock and try the door.
Yep.
Yep, locked and not answering.
If only I had Eagle. I call out to Eagle, actually.
Can you give me a perception check, DC 11?
Can I use my passive of 19?
I'll be nice and say yeah.
Sweet.
You hear the distinct sounds of like claws walking on wood, like low end where the door would be, like on the other side of the door, like at the base of the door.
Alrighty. Doesn't seem distressed at all.
Give me an animal handling check. DC.
Forget that's a skill.
I'd say it's DC 16, but you're at disadvantage because you can't see the bird.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, so you're not sure? I mean, you just hear him walking around on the other side of the door.
Alrighty. I shrug, go back downstairs.
Okay.
Pick a table.
Hamari, at this point, you've finished.
I order up a massage.
In the tub or just a non-massage table?
I don't know, whichever's more elaborate.
In the tub.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, so that same elven maidservant comes in, and she just looks in. Can you give me an insight check? DC, let's say you don't speak the language, disadvantage for DC 12? Body language, culture, language. So, goddamn. Okay. How many factors is that? That's for 3?
Yes.
Okay. No, that'd be 2. Yeah, so you're positive that what she was asking you before was, ma'am, would you like a massage? And it clicks to you now. And then as she's coming in there, you can tell on her face that she's extremely confused that you gave her that glare after she asked, and now you're basically calling on a massage therapist.
Do you speak common?
No.
I rattle through the different languages I know, which isn't much.
It's Draconic, and then Dash.
Oh God, she's not gonna know any of this shit.
Nope.
Oh God.
She's a lowborn elf, like lowborn wood elf specifically. Like, she barely knows her own language.
I didn't want one then. I want a massage now. And if you could, go find some grapes to feed me.
Can you give me? Are you doing this more performative, like trying to do charades to get her to understand?
Oh God, no! I'm carrying. I'm being a Karen about this. I'm just going to expect her to know what I'm saying.
You're going to speak really slowly or like...
No, I'm going to expect her. She's going to know what I'm saying, and then I'll get upset when she obviously can't understand me.
So do you want to actively fail a persuasion roll?
Not actively. I mean, depends on how...
Give me a persuasion roll at disadvantage. We're going to say DC 16. Okay, that's one factor.
Oh, shoot, I wasn't paying attention. My food is coming right now.
Okay.
But basically, yeah, I'm going to not like outright abuse her, but not say nice things.
Okay. I'll wait till you get back to tell you how that goes.
Okay. Go back in a couple minutes.
So, Liam, you're sitting downstairs, and it's been about 25, 30 minutes. Have you ordered any food, drink?
Yeah, I would have gotten breakfast.
Okay. Yeah, so you get a small, what appears to be a little bit more dense of a flatbread with what looks like a pretty large, oversized egg on it, and some like green herbs.
Ooh. Sounds oops. Okay, pizza timer went off.
Damn it. Shoot quickly, your character magically materializes. God damn it. The fucking timing. You're out in the middle of the ocean, actually, currently, right now. In a torrent of misunderstanding, strife, and confusion.
Oh, fuck, you're stuck in real life. I feel really sorry for you.
Damn it. Actually, I'm gonna fuck with... okay. I was gonna actually do something to fuck with Andrew, but if you can't get it so you can record yourself, then it's whatever. It's okay. It's okay. But I was just gonna have you talk out something real quick to mess with Andrew, but I want it to be in the recording. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll cut this part out. Tend to do that with people when I DM. Unless you want to start a separate recording and augment your voice in, like on the different thing, like record via Windows. I don't know, but that might cause
I have less open nerve endings in the tips of my fingers now, but I am back.
What do you mean? Oh, you burned yourself.
Trying to get my pizza as fast as I could.
You didn't have to rush with the intent of hurting yourself.
Scalding hot pizza.
Did you just grab it out of the oven?
Maybe.
Andrew, for fuck's sakes.
Nah. I put it on the counter, cut it, threw it on a plate, and I'm here now.
Okay.
May have gotten some melted cheese on my index finger, though.
Okay, I was worried you were like, I gotta rush, so I'm just gonna grab this fucking metal tray out of the damn oven.
It's not even a metal tray. I have a full-blown pizza stone in there, and I'm putting frozen pizzas on it.
Oh, nice. I have a pizza steel.
This was a pizza stone handed down from my parents. Still have no idea where they got it. Probably Walmart.
Yeah, they're nice to have. Yeah, there's a good reason to use a pizza steel over a pizza stone. Well, it's sometimes better than others. Like thin crust, you want pizza steel. Thick crust, you want pizza stones.
Oops. Well, guess I did things wrong. Oh well.
No, it's one of these things that we're talking about doing things quickly and efficiently, Andrew. If you get it cooked, it gets cooked. It's not a big deal. It's like one of these things that in an oven, it's like the one thing that helps work a pizza.
Unfortunately for you, I'm an ascetic when it comes to food.
I gotta remember that term because it's important.
I only know that term because of Rimworld.
Yep.
That's exactly where Andrew learned that term, and I learned that term.
We're all learning.
That game did teach me a lot of words that I didn't know before.
Yep. But I'm back.
All right, Ben. So how long does it take this poor young woman to start crying?
Do you want to actively fail a persuasion check, or do you want to use a intimidation check?
I don't want to get kicked out.
It's like, do you want to fail a check, or do you want to succeed a check?
It'll depend on how well she does. If she's really good, I'll be lenient.
Let's make a roll.
I don't know. What's she going to roll? Pretty good.
Above average. You can definitely tell if you were a species she's worked on before, she'd probably be fantastic. But she's kind of guessing based on your muscle structure. But she's able to find places. She's able to identify muscles and work them. But it is like, you can tell because it's she's never worked on a lizard before.
Lizard.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, Hamari's referred to herself as a lizard before.
Yeah. But yeah, so how do you... When do you want to start the beratement, or at all?
No. If she was bad at it, I think I would have berated her, but she's doing good. Did you remember the grapes?
Yes, she did.
Okay. I'll take my massage, I'll eat my grapes.
Oh, that's just grape.
Yeah, Michelle made a funny joke if she had fucked up, which would have been, did she rub you the wrong... Did she rub your scales the wrong way? Kind of...
All you hear is, what was that? Turn around, she's just holding a scale.
Delipio Asado Pase hides behind her back. They're like a fish, right? Just shed scales. So yeah. So like I was asking, like, do you want to berate her at all?
No.
Okay.
She hasn't earned my scorn.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't mean
The grapes are really nice. You believe you actually saw them coming in, that there's a bunch of grapevines out back. Some fresh. Literally probably within minutes fresh.
Anyone else suddenly want to listen to CCR?
The fuck is CCR?
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I don't know what that is, buddy.
Proud Mary, heard it from the grapevine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I only know that song because of the California Raisins.
Oh, Michelle said, "If I want to know if you've ever seen the rain pouring down outside." Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I have heard them. I have heard them. Yes, okay. It's one of these things that I don't know song names and I don't know band names, but if I hear them, I've heard them because fucking radio was abused around me.
Yeah.
Heard every radio station 80 times. Okay, so we cut back down to Liam. You're enjoying this. It's the egg is weirdly got the sweet tinge to it, and the yolk is incredibly savory. And it works really well in this flat bun. The herbs are just kind of like not cilantro-y. It's just a nice mix. And then when you finish up, they actually give you another plate, which has got like a tiny little bun on it with like a crosshatch pattern put into it. And in between the crosshatch pattern is like some weird white like foam. And then there's like small sprinkling of like orangish dust on it.
I eat it.
Yeah, it's basically the equivalent of a cream cheese bagel with like salmon seasoning on it. Salmon.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, now it's been about another 15 minutes and fucking no one's still down here.
I see.
You see like a long shot of like Liam just enjoying this bagel. It's like a shit ton of B-reel of just him slowly eating a bagel and enjoying it, and occasionally the little noises. And it's just the camera keeps changing angles.
It's got the light porn music in the background.
Yeah.
If I'm done and the table is clear, I'll probably pull out my map and start charting courses.
For what?
Based on our movement speed, how many days it takes to travel, I'll probably chart courses around the Elven Empire if I can.
Okay. Oh.
Calculate how many days traveling to certain areas might take.
So it just popped into my head. I don't know if, like, I occasionally, every night I listen to like Rain or something like that. But occasionally I'll turn on like spaceship hangar music or something, just some ambience. And sometimes they get so specific. It's like most of these things are being in tags, just being specific, aren't even in the video. So like I just thought of it like a fully decked out pirate eating in an elven village, eating a bagel, a salmon cream cheese bagel in an elven village with a busy bar around him. It's an entire ASMR video, like 10 minutes or 10 hours or something.
That is incredibly specific.
Yeah, and I've seen ones like that before where it's just like, well, there was one, there was like a Skyrim one where it's like, oh, you just moved into this inn, or you moved into this new fishing village and you've caught a bunch of fish, and that you've decided that this new place is yours with light rain on window. What is that in the window? ... And it's just the sounds of a slight windy, rainy day outside, and that's it. And then there's a visual like representation on the TV.
Well, maybe they're just trying to set the mood so you get kind of a visual in your head.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
you get into
duplicate
the-
staring at you for no reason. Maybe they got up to get a bag of Skittles.
Bruce Rowe Skittle. Anyway, so
Pro Rainbow.
yeah, so you start charting that. Hamari, this is how long are you planning on going for? You can tell from your insight roll before that it seems like she's kind of worried, so she isn't stopping. So you're not entirely sure how much time has passed.
I think once I realize that the massage isn't going to get any better, I'll wave her off, have her get me a bathrobe, and send her off to launder my clothes.
Okay.
And then go like down and find some breakfast. Something a little heavier than grapes.
Okay. Yeah, so you get your robe. Liam, you finish that bagel, and Hamari comes down in like a fine linen silk nested robe. And Hamari, you go up to the thing and order breakfast. It's similar to what Liam had, except I think, did you want...
Hamari's going to ask something really specific that's probably only available in her homeland.
Okay, what's... The guy does speak common, so he can understand you. What are you asking for?
Let's see, trying to make up.
So I imagine that I've always referred to, while it is kind of Japanese is culture, the food there I've always seen as like spice islands. So Cantonese, India, Korean, Vietnam, Western China.
Is this food what I think it is?
What? What?
Okay, I'm going to ask for like a spiced frittata with like some really specific like bird egg that probably only exists down in there.
After you asked what is that fruit what I think it is, I thought the next thing out of your mouth was going to be, all right, guys, I'm going to leave right now. I got to go to the hospital.
So, yeah, you ask for it and he looks at you. Can you give me just a flat D20 roll? Just flat D20.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Well, it just so happens my grandma has this recipe.
Yeah. Just so happens I raised those birds here. They suffer greatly.
I have one right here behind the bar.
It just picks it up, shits out an egg on your plate. There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, so he looks at you, nods, and says, I'll see what I can do. He comes back after about 10 minutes, and he brings you like a plate with like a small disc of egg. It has a freshly baked egg on top of it as well. It's a really big yolk. And you have this greenery on it. You also what appears to be what looks like corn in it and a couple other things, as well as this like light green thin sauce that is just like kind of haphazardly pouring over it.
I'll try it.
Guess I wouldn't know subjectively how Homari would like that. I think I would say it's probably above average good. At the same time, like Homari could just hate it.
Himari's not like asking for her spiced frittata because that's what she actually wants. She's asking for it to be an ass.
Okay.
So if the food's good, it's good.
Okay, yeah, it's good. All right. So yeah, Liam, you see Homari at the bar eating. Do you stop charting out stuff?
Nah, I keep going unless she interacts with me.
Okay. At some point, you finish, Homari. You were given a nice port wine, sort of like a port wine. It's obviously different, but you didn't even ask for it.
Okay, I just take it. Like it's expected. Where the fuck is everybody?
You turn around and see Liam.
I look around and see if anybody else is there.
Just Liam, and he appears to be looking at a map.
Using various navigation tools.
Mario will swig back her wine, put on the glass, head over to Liam.
Okay. Liam, Homari sits down in front of you.
Unless she's interested, I roll up my maps and put away my navigation tools.
Mario's not really a sailor, I guess. Although, I suppose a good question is, does my homeland have like accurate charts and maps of the rest of the world?
Not much other than coast. You basically have, I forget what the map is called. It's a famous map that conspiracy theorists think is the real map of the world. But it was basically, it's a very inaccurate version of basically your ships or airships sailing around the coast and taking rough drawings based on, distance traveled. There's some new ones being made for the current desert or the dry desert of the inland or the Bound 8, but other than spy, you've had some spy maps taken from like other maps from other countries, but your active government doesn't have a open to the public map of other places in the world.
Why not? I mean, of course not. I mean, they don't need to know about that. They need to do their work at home.
Exactly.
You don't need to have fanciful flights of freedom elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, well, stuff like that would probably be pretty valuable back in my home place.
What, maps and navigation tools?
These specifically your maps. We haven't ventured very far away from our homeland. What we have is rough at best.
I suppose, having been introverted for so long. That makes sense. You're suggesting I pick up a few to a cell back at the Enlightened Ember?
That might be helpful. Maybe if we find some free time, you could give me a little geography lesson.
I'm more experienced with the oceans than I am the lands. This one in particular has some currents charted. Otherwise, for the lands, it's fairly bare bones.
Well, that'd be very useful, Determining shipping lanes, commerce.
I'll consider having a copy or two made.
My government would greatly appreciate it. So,
you haven't seen any of the others around, have you?
I was just about to ask you the same. I saw Lorilla.
Aye, she and Brookside are taking off to do something. Not sure they'll be back, but they'll be in contact with Cyrith at least. Speaking of which, you wouldn't happen to have seen him, would you?
No, I have not seen Yuka or the idiot yet.
Perhaps they're heavy sleepers. Heard his bird walking around. He doesn't go anywhere without it, so...
You heard the bird walking around?
Supposedly they're fine. Aye.
Yeah, Siza always had a owl that he named Eagle.
Aye, owl. No,
yeah.
Eagle, the owl. That one.
Eagle, yeah, I know about the owl. I've seen that.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. You just
I stutter over the name. Aye, his bird? Owl? No, eagle? The one, yeah, you know that one.
So you went up to the room and you only heard an owl.
Mm-hmm. Didn't seem distressed, but I don't know animals all that well. I assumed he would have been making noise. He, she, it, I don't know. Cyrus never tells me anything. He tells me a lot, but usually it's nonsense.
Well, how did your motley crew actually kind of like Yuka? So I'm gonna make sure she's okay.
Aye, if you could.
I can imagine Amari's in her robe. She's got big fluffy slippers.
Yes. That don't fit.
It's got like little poofy things in the end, so every time she takes a step, they like flop around.
Yes. Also, light stickiness on one of them.
Okay. Yuka and the idiot. And knock on the door.
You knock on the door. Don't hear nothing.
I wait for what would seem to be a polite amount of time, and I knock again.
And you don't hear nothing.
I try the door.
It's locked. This door is locked. This
oh my
door
god.
is locked.
Whatever am I going to do? I'm going to go back to my room. Get my thieves' tools, come back.
This door is broken. That's my Silent Hill experience. This door is broken. This door is broken. This door is broken. This door is locked. I can get into this door at some point.
You found the key, but the lock is broken.
Yeah.
So what is it that actually...
Sleight of hand.
Oh, good.
No, it's a extra tools.
Oh yeah, you're right. Tool proficiency. Lockpicking tool proficiency.
I don't have that actually filled out, I didn't think.
Like, you don't have anything proficiency?
Attribute dexterity?
It's your tools work with your proficiency plus your
attribute modifier.
Yeah.
21, I'm thinking. Because I clicked on it, it's like attribute, dexterity.
Oh, gotcha. Weird. I'm surprised it asked you.
Oops, shit. Wrong button.
Okay, yeah. So 21's enough. Doesn't take you much. It's not quite a master lock, but you can get through it quick enough. And you pop the latch. And can you give me a dexterity saving throw? You take 1 point of damage as the door explodes. No. You take 1 point of damage as you creak the door open, and an owl flies out at you, and cuts your cheek as he flies past quickly and violently.
Can you imagine a little drop of blood just falling on her brilliant white linen robe?
What?
The fuck was that about? Open the door further.
Yeah, you look in. You don't see them. You see Yuka's pack, Sai's pack, and the books that Sai was probably looking through on the floor.
They're not in there.
They're not in there.
No sign of it.
No.
The beds look like they've been slept in.
Yes. Well, bed. You could see a bedroll on the ground where Sai was probably sleeping. Or vice versa. You're pretty sure that's Sai's bedroll.
Any sign of struggle?
Give me an investigation check. DC 14. You notice that some of the bags and stuff are disheveled and look like they've been haphazardly thrown to the ground.
Is there anything left in the room that would be out of place because it's something that either of them would always bring with them? The owl being one of those things.
I was going to say the owl. Give me a investigation check. DC 16.
Not making that.
Lavitz, quit. Lavitz, come here. Lavitz, come here. Lavitz, come here. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Anyway, yeah, so you rolled an 11. Nothing you can find that would, other than the owl, which flew out now.
Like Yuka's staff isn't just sitting there, is it?
Nope.
Himari's gonna like wipe a drop of blood off her cheek, look at it, lick her finger, and then go downstairs and have to ask Liam for help because he knows the magic bullshit.
Okay, go ahead and knock that out then. Liam Hamari's just standing there sighing.
I can't think of a fancy word for sailor.
Seaman.
All right, I'll get to the point, Liam. I was trying to think of how to butter you up for something, but I got nothing. So I need your help.
All right, out with it then. What's going on?
Yuka and the idiot aren't in their room.
That is a very concerning problem.
Yeah, and the owl was, and it looked like it was in a rather rush to get out.
That's also concerning.
Yeah. So I need your magic bullshit to go and look up at the room.
Then you're going to have to look elsewhere. I've no access to magic here.
What?
The elves have put up some kind of anti-divine barrier that makes it impossible for me to speak to Talos. I've no access to magic. I'm effectively useless in the elven realms. Though, if Yuka's gone missing and the circumstances are suspicious, that might prompt a change in management.
Management. Maybe the management could help.
I could look with my eyes if that's what you want.
Yeah, why don't you go take a look at it? You know him better than I do. I'm gonna go see if tree huggers have any magical security.
Alrighty, I'll go take a look. I'll go up to the room and look.
Okay, give me an investigation check. DC 16.
Hey.
Exactly. So you're looking around. You see, like I said, you see both Sai and Yuka's bags laying on the ground, kind of haphazardly. And then you see Sai's books are like a stack of books that are like, oh, one's open, the rest are all shut, stacked neatly, and his bedroll on the ground. So you can surmise that he was sleeping on the ground and Yuka's sleeping in the bed. Judging by the random bits of leaves and weird afro scents on the bed, you're pretty sure it was Yuka sleeping in the bed. You're looking around and you see that Sai spell component pouch is just laying there. Now you know that in the mornings he likes to kind of divvy them out and check what he's got to make sure he has enough of everything. And it looks like it was in the middle of that process.
Is there any sign of exit or
Nope, the windows are solid glass, so
any runes or markings of magic having been used?
none that you can see.
Because I think he needs to draw circles in order to use it.
Yes, he does.
Very concerning. So no sign of struggle, no sign of magic having been used, no nothing, huh?
Not that you can see.
That's puzzling. I don't know what to do here. Where'd Eagle go?
You walk on the hallway, and you see at the end of the one hallway, before it turns, is an open window.
I go to the open window and see if I can see him.
Give me a perception check, DC 22.
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, you look out, you see one of his down feathers like laying just in the windowsill.
I'd pick it up and pocket it.
Yeah, and you don't see him currently anywhere.
All right, I'll go back to their room and see if I can find any personal effects or even spare hairs laying around.
Oh yeah, tons of that.
Perfect. Pocket it.
Take your pick. Yep. You have. I'll say you have 2 of each for Yuka and Sai.
They're going to be useful for finding them if I gain access to magic at some point.
Anything else you want to try to do?
Nope. I just leave the room, I guess. Any notes? Anything laying around?
Other than what looks like some generalized notes that have something to do with the research that Sai's working on.
What was he looking at?
It looks give me a, because it's his notes and he has the book open. It's not exactly obvious. Give me an insight check, DC 10. That's not checked, I take it?
Nope.
2 factors. He was looking up something about immortality and tracking it down, spell components that are required for it. You see in his book, he's jotting down components, and he had another book nearby that was closed, but you can see it has like a little slip of something in it, keeping it to a page. So you open that page, and it's a specific ingredient that's used, and it's only in a particular part of the world. And he has written down in his journal like something about how to eradicate this plant, like how to kill it off completely. And he's jotted a couple of things down. He has a couple of question marks here and there, like questions he's asking himself. And then a small like doodle of a like a pictogram or a symbol, an arcane symbol. And then he writes a question mark next to it, unknown symbol. What is this? Where does it come from? But yeah.
Check a spell component pouch. Everything there, or is something missing?
It's hard to say because you've never browsed through it before, but it seems like it has everything. But again, you've never just went over his spell component pouch before, so you don't know what would be normal or missing.
Yeah.
It's got stuff in it.
Sweet. But there's nothing off about the amounts. There's nothing totally critical that I've seen him use during teleportation spells, or...
No, I'd say that's all there.
That's concerning.
Mm-hmm.
Does Yuka keep a spell component pouch?
As a druid, no.
Of some sort. Alright. But her staff isn't there, and her stuff is still there.
Yes.
And yet Cyrith's spell component pouch is here. Is his spell book here?
No.
That's interesting. Also very confusing.
You would know that Cyrith typically he goes over his spell component pouch first, and then he digs through his spell book after that.
Gotcha.
It's kind of pre-planned.
I see. Well, I think I figured out everything I can. Yuka doesn't have any kind of typical morning ritual she'd do.
If she does, I don't know it.
That is very concerning. All right, well, I'm out of ideas. I head back downstairs.
Okay.
Mario's gonna go try to find the hotel concierge. And
you find him.
Okay. So she's gonna explain that my friend and a vagrant have vanished from the room that we're staying at your establishment.
Excuse you? What do you mean, vanished?
As in, poof, gone, not there anymore.
That seems highly unlikely. Spell crafting is not permitted here. Are you sure they didn't just leave?
Yes. They aren't going to leave their stuff in the room.
Well, then I will go inform my Batro to go do an investigation before I get myself all riled up over such nonsense. He walks away from you.
Nonsense.
He walks to the back room.
I'm gonna follow him.
You're gonna go behind the counter.
Yep.
Okay. So there's like a barmaid who's like on the side you are, and she's like, looks like she's about to say something to you, and like you hop the counter, and the bartender's like, "What the hell are you doing?" Actually, be the lead matron, but anyway, yeah, like he asks you like, "What are you doing?"
Never in my life have I been so rudely treated by hotel staff. Especially, I don't know. I'm basically gonna almost hiss at the guy.
Hey, you jump the counter, says, "What the hell are you doing?" You hiss at him, and then you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he like backs off, like, "Oop, that's dangerous." And you round the corner, and like a thinner, kind of almost looks emaciated elf female, like you bump into her, and she's like, "Oh," and she like looks you up and down, says, "Sorry," and then she says something else like Elvish.
Do I see the concierge?
It's like a hallway, and you see a door shutting on your right behind where this elven woman is.
I'm gonna look at this elven woman. It's not the same one that gave me the massage, is it?
No, this one speaks common.
Where'd the concierge go?
Sorry, ma'am. He went in that room. Points to the door where the door that got shut.
Okay.
He told me to go check on a room with missing tenants.
Go do that. If you see a smelly door out there,
ma'am, this is off limits to anyone but staff.
Do you want to get to that room with all your fingers unbroken?
Are you threatening me?
Yes. I do this quite regularly to a lot of people.
She's like taken aback and aghast, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, this is her face. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Go find the smelly dwarf in the hall outside, bring him to the room, figure out where my friends went. That's what you do.
She stands there, mouth agape, as you push past her, I assume?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to open the door, and you can see that she's left the doorway out towards the main room. And yeah, you open a room to a very fancy...
I was going to say, is it actually like closed and latched?
Nope, it's just a closed door.
Like not like locked, but like I have to turn a knob and push it in.
Yes, you have to turn a knob.
Okay, I'm going to...
Kick in the door.
Basically, yeah.
Give me a athletics check. It's actually a fairly decent door. It's say DC 18.
Oh, man.
Kick it off of its like hinge or bolt or whatever.
Well, maybe not just kick down the door. I can turn the knob and kick it open. Just slam it against the wall or something.
Do you want to like turn the knob?
I'm going for dramatics here.
So you want to turn the knob slightly, then kick it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's not that strong.
Okay, then just do give me a performance check. It's no DC. I just want to see it.
Can you use inspiration?
Really? Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you can. Okay, then
give myself a 20. It'd be 21. Anything worth doing is worth being dramatic over.
Okay, go ahead.
So the inspiration, what does this do? Can I just roll with advantage?
It's advantage.
Or
it's advantage. You can give someone advantage. You can take advantage. You can give disadvantage, and you can take disadvantage. And equal. Basically, you can take someone's disadvantage and turn it to a advantage, or turn it to a nothing if you wish as well.
Okay. Just going for performance. Yes, there it is. Come on, performance. 14.
Hey, yeah. So you kick in the door. The door creaks and bangs. You kick it in hard enough that it doesn't slam back at you, but kind of bounce back a little bit. And the concierge just stands up. He says, "Excuse you. That is a fine." He states like a very particular, pretentious wood that's not mahogany. Door that was.
Is there anybody else in the room?
No.
Okay.
It's an office filled with like, if you were to take the most grassroots hippie on the goddamn planet and turn him into a CEO, but he hasn't quite figured out how to be like a CEO and has a bunch of fucking but he has a huge office and he has tons of money. So there's like shit tons of plants everywhere and like fancy like dream catcher thingies, like super. Yeah, the whole office is like that. Everywhere.
Okay.
There's a desk.
All right, I'm going to step into the office. I'm going to slam the door shut.
Teach him some manners.
I'm going to teach you a little something about hospitality.
Excuse you, do you know who I am?
No.
Okay, let me inform you, miss.
Let me inform you, I'm the one paying the bill here.
You think I care about one single patron?
I'm going to look around his office. I'm assuming he likes these plants.
I mean, it's a fair assumption. My name is Altar the Fourth.
I kick over one of his plants.
You nasty little being.
Does he have a letter opener or anything like that?
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, okay.
It's not made out of metal, though.
What the fuck's it made out of?
Like some really good wood. Yeah, he starts getting up from his desk and coming around the side of the desk.
Well, I'm in a bathrobe, so I'm assuming I don't have any of my weapons on me, so this is what's going to be the closest thing. Yeah,
you can grab the wooden letter opener.
Okay, I'm definitely going to threaten him with that. Especially if you shut up and listen.
Yeah, so you point the knife at him, and he just walks right up to you, like, I'm afraid of the knife. And he says, "Do you have any idea how much of a hell I can make your life?"
How's Murray going to phrase this? In order for you to make anything hell about my life, you still have to be alive when you walk out that door.
You won't kill me.
Oh, I am real pent up, mister. Okay? I haven't been allowed to kill anybody since I got to this goddamn continent. I'm just going to, like, grab him. I'm just going to be putting them into his face.
He says, "Let go of me, you wretched lizard."
Can I just slash him in the face?
Sure, but not before he says, "Didn't you just take a bath? Why do you reek?"
Oh.
And then you slash him, like, so you're cutting his cheek or something?
Yeah.
And it dawns on him that you're serious. And his face goes from, like fucking pompous, egotistical, prissy little pretentious prick, all the P's, including a penis, to a like a terrified child who you're pretty sure if the camera decided to look at his crotch would be pissing himself at the moment. He's like, "Oh God, no! Please, someone help!" And he starts screaming. He starts screaming.
Yeah, I'm just basically try to cover his mouth, shove him to the floor, get on top of him. And I'm going to be giving him the most aggressive customer service pep talk that you could possibly give somebody.
Okay. Michelle's advice was he screams like this right before it's cut off. Anyway, so you slam him to the ground, you have his mouth over it, you have the letter opener against his throat, I take it? Or just up there you can see it.
Pointing very closely to his face so he always knows it's there. I don't want him to be able to take his eyes off of it.
Yeah, he's like screaming and kicking and thrashing around. And
you don't hold still, you're going to get cut again.
He stops. You just hear him screaming into your palm.
Shh.
We cut to Liam. Liam, what are you doing? Oh, the goat scream didn't come through? Really? Oh. Yeah, this is what he sounded like. There. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Liam, what are you doing?
Probably looking for some staff to talk to about missing patrons.
Yeah, so you see you come downstairs and you see a person like exit out of the back rooms, and she looks horrified, and she like opens the little door thing or the flap thing from the bar counter to the front room, and like starts walking. Starts walking towards you. She doesn't seem anything particular, but she's heading upstairs. But she came from the back rooms.
Oh, I hold up a moment. You got a moment? You got a moment?
Uh, Wait a minute. Have you seen a dwarf around here?
No.
Oh,
It would seem a couple of my companions went missing. However,
I just want to interrupt for a moment. Liam, you're not a dwarf?
nope.
no.
What are you? You just a human?
Human.
I let you do it.
I'm just gonna go with it, and Hamari thinks you're a dwarf.
Like maybe Liam's just slightly more stout than a like normal human, but not by that much where it's justified.
Very tall dwarf.
And for all she knows, it's just a name. She doesn't know dwarves are short. She's never fucking seen one before.
That is true. But yeah, she looks at you. She's confused. She's like, do you have is one of your companions a dwarf?
No. Why did a dwarf go missing too?
No. Is one of your friends like a red lizard, a dragonborn?
Aye, yeah, that would be Miss Amari. Why do you ask that in particular?
Well, she threatened me and told me that I needed to seek out a dwarf to help find her missing friends.
Well, she was probably talking about me. Aye, yeah, we're missing some people. I could use a hand investigating if you got some time.
I currently do.
Aye, well then let's go then.
Yeah, so you go upstairs. She looks in the room. You see her pull out a spell component bag and lay it on the floor, and she looks back at you and says, "Do you have any personal effects of the people who went missing?"
Aye, a couple of them. I hand her what I have.
Yeah. She says, can you identify to me which are which specifically?
Hey, this one's Cyrith Helland. This one's I forget Azalis's last name.
Never had one.
Huh.
Not with Azalis and not with Yuka.
This one
Never had a surname.
This one is Azalis.
Okay. And she starts with Azalis, and she looks around the room, and you see her head dip and her eyes glow, and she looks around again.
Anything?
She lowers her head and takes a breath, and her eyes open and they're not glowing. And she says, no. Let me try the Cyrith. And then she does the same thing. And can you, what would that be? Can you make me either athletics or an acrobatics check? If you pass it, I'll give you the choice. You pass it. As she's looking through, all of a sudden, she's sitting down cross-legged. All of a sudden, you see her like all of a sudden kind of wave slightly, and then she starts falling backwards. Do you want to catch her before her head hits the ground?
Yes.
Okay, so you sweep down before she hits the ground and catch her, and her eyes are like fluttering, constantly sparking, glowing, glowiness, and her tongue kind of lulls out, and you see her vision kind of like her pupils dilate, and then she blinks a couple times, and she says,
Aye, easy. Looks like you just went through hell.
I don't know where your friend is, but wherever they are, You should leave them. Leave them be.
I cannot do that. They are far too important.
All I
Thanks
know,
for the advice, though.
all I know is they're nearby. I don't know where. Somewhere deep.
Nearby, somewhere deep. That's concerning.
Cave, darkness, bones, lots of bones. Shadow creatures. Something was wrong. I went to go peer through the veil with Azalus, you said?
Aye.
And it felt like static. So I tried something different with your friend Cyrith, and I saw that, and it felt like I'd been punched in the head. She holds her hand over her head.
Sorry I had to go through that. I wasn't expecting anything that drastic.
Nor was I. Usually it's just people get drunk and they wander away, and I bring them out to where I think they are, and they recover their friends, or they don't. They come back the next day. The worst I've ever seen is somebody falling off of a roof.
Don't suppose you can track a bird, would you? I hold up the eagle's feathers.
I can track any of nature's pets to within 7 feet.
Not sure this one's entirely natural. Want to give it a go anyways?
Well, that might change things. What is it?
Cyrith uses magic to call it out of thin air. It's an owl.
Familiar?
Yeah, I think that's the term he used.
Yes, but I need a moment. We cut to Hamari. So what have you been doing to this guy, Hamari?
Oh, she's just trying to psychologically scar the guy at this point.
I feel like when your objective is a 1 and you start at 0 and you're already at a 1, are you at like a 3 now?
Oh, I'm trying to think how psycho I could be to basically make him shit his pants. You know,
give me a performance check. Or intimidation or performance, your choice.
They're both a 1. I actually don't have much in that, but I'm gonna go with intimidation, see what happens. 5. Awesome.
Yeah, so you're just generally intimidating, right? Like you've already pushed him as far as he can go. Like there seems to be a barrier upon how much more you can. Guy wet himself. He's screaming into your hand still. Like it appears like you've hit a skill ceiling.
Maybe I need to go crazy.
Please stop antagonizing the locals.
Well, I gotta do something to pass the time. Anyways,
I mean, if you want to hurt him like physically again, like stab him or something, I'll give you advantage if you roll again.
No, I want him to really understand he fucked up. I don't want him dead. Make him like second guess talking to any guest from now until the end of his several 100-year lifespan, I'm assuming.
Oh, now that is spiteful.
I'm gonna go off, how I'm gonna go along the lines of how she's been pent up. She hasn't been able to kill anybody in a long time, at least a couple weeks. It's just so frustrating. I think she's gonna take the letter opener. She's gonna run it across her chin, give herself a cut.
Oh no.
Look at the knife, lick the blood off.
Hey, go ahead and give me an intimidation check again.
I'm just gonna lean down real close. Intoxicating. Alrighty. Come on, dice. Fuck. Can I use inspiration again?
Sure, I'll even let you just have the nat 20 if you do that.
Perfect.
Okay. So this is him right now. He's run out of voice lines. He's just repeating.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? What I'm trying to get across to you?
He nods.
Oh, good. Because I hate there either be further misunderstandings and on the inch the knife closer to his face.
He nods.
Okay. So when I let go of your mouth, you're not going to scream, right?
Nods.
Because, if you're lying right now, this is just going to go into your eye socket. Okay?
He nods.
So, I want to explain again. The one person out of this crazy group I actually like has gone missing. You're going to take that seriously. Uh-huh.
He nods.
So, we're going to get up. We're going to walk out of your office. We're going to calmly walk to my friend's room. And you're going to personally take over. Maybe not take over, but you're personally going to lead this investigation. And you're going to find her. And do everything in your power to do that.
He nods.
Wasn't that so much easier?
He nods.
And I'm going to take my hand off your mouth.
He nods.
I'm going to take my hand off his mouth.
He nods.
I can imagine Hamari's just like sitting on his chest.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do?
He nods. Then he says, take over investigation.
Lead investigation.
Lead investigation. And then he nods.
You got any magic voodoo powers that can find my friend?
The person I sent to the room is a seer. They
Cool.
have patrons who are drunk that go missing.
Cool. I have no idea what that is. So, you're going to come up with me and you're going to make sure she has everything she could possibly need to do her job well.
He nods.
She's going to like thumb like her chin where she like got the blood off.
Mm-hmm.
Licks her thumb.
He nods. You're enjoying this too much, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Anyways. Okay, I think that's enough of the weird roleplay. So,
yeah,
he doesn't like scream or try to run off or anything.
Nope. It's a crit and a factor of 2.
Okay,
so
he is, I don't want to say docile, obedient.
He's 100% obedient.
He's domesticated.
He's basically under the effects of dominate person.
Alrighty, I'm going to let him walk with his piss-stained pants through the back office, out to the lobby, and up to the room.
Yep. No, I'm not doing that, Michelle. That's a bit much.
Oh, come on, share.
He shadows.
Please don't.
Slowly works its way down his pant leg. No, we're not doing that. Okay.
You know I am trying to eat pizza, right?
So everything that's happened up to this point has still kept your appetite.
Actually, I keep walking into the other room out of sheer embarrassment. I can't help but listen.
It's funny. It's like, I don't want to listen to this.
It seems easier to listen from a distance.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So he doesn't. Yeah, he 100% follows. Goes upstairs. You walk with him. You arrive at the room. And
I can imagine Hamari's just kept the letter opener.
Yeah. You arrive at the room. Liam, before they arrive, she looks at you, nods, and says, I'm gonna, not from you, but I am definitely asking for a raise after this. She takes the feather, puts it in her hands, and then it slowly starts to glow. And her eyes go white, and at this point, Liam, you hear 2 sets of footsteps walk up to the open doorway.
Hey, keep it down. She's concentrating.
The major dean, or the concierge, walks in and says, he starts just listing off like demands of his seer, like, you will help them do this stuff, and like he just does it robotically while Hamari stands behind him. Liam, you're very confused by his actions. Do you want to give me an insight check?
Yes, if I can remember which window I put that in. Here we go.
That's enough. This dude seemed like, one, you could tell there's a small acrid, like, ammonia odor in the air, and you notice he's pissed himself, and you see him talking robotically. You're almost positive he's under a dominate person spell.
Don't forget the cut on his face.
Yeah, he has a cut on his face too.
And mine.
I raise an
Yeah. Yeah, and you see both. Give me a second. You see both him and Hamari with cuts on their cheek, and then you do what?
I just raise an eyebrow, shake it off, and I'm like, all right.
Does it seem like she's concentrating?
The woman? Yeah, her eyes are glowing and the feathers glowing.
All right, I'm gonna shush the concierge using, instead of using your finger, I'm gonna use the knife.
You mean the magic you're casting?
Yeah, so Liam, you see Hamari reach around, put like what looks like a wooden letter opener, a fancy looking one, like near his face and eye from behind.
I just sort of jerk my head up in sudden realization and then shake it off. All right.
Yeah, the concierge stops talking, stands there. And
Yeah, Himari will wait to figure out whatever the seer's going to find out.
So, Liam, you've seen Gallagher, right?
Who?
The guy that smashes watermelons?
Yes.
Oh.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm going to say, people just left.
The joke, Andrew, was going to be that her head just explodes.
Yeah, I caught that when you said exploding watermelon.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, she's sitting there, feathers glowing, and she opens her palm up more, and then the feather evaporates, and then her eyes stop glowing. And she says, that's
The feather went away. That wasn't the cost of the spell, was it?
No, it was. The owl you're looking for was apparently named Eagle.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like Cyrus. Yep.
He's currently trying to get into the Wayline network, but he's being accosted by our guards. This is a sacred Wayline that is hidden beneath the castle.
So what you're trying to tell me is Mr. Cyrus and Mrs. Alis are deep within the Wayline network somewhere.
That's a fair assumption. I'm assuming that, judging by Eagle, is Cyrus familiar?
Aye, that would be correct.
Okay. He is very agitated, and the guards might call the great sorcerer to get rid of him shortly.
Yeah, that's fine. He can bring them back. At least we know where they are.
Excuse me. What was your name?
Liam.
Liam, you do know how painful death is, right?
Nope, never experienced it myself.
Well, every time a familiar dies, they experience the fullness of death, except instead of being able to, forget the pain because it ends, you remember it.
I don't think I'd be able to stop the bird, or if I tried. And do you think that if those guards figure out that the bird belongs to me, or, might possibly belong to me, or is at all associated with me, you think they might get some funny ideas about my personal freedom?
I mean, Azergoth might be us down there.
More than likely. What just confuses me, she looks stern. How did your friends get access to that?
I have an idea. They likely didn't end up there willingly, if that's what you're asking.
Gathering that, but still, that they don't. You just don't. You can't get down there.
And yet, there they are.
Only Ashura and Nasha have the capability of even going beyond that gate.
Well, at least that further confirms one of my theories.
You know what?
Astra.
She stands up. She doesn't grab her spell pouch. She brushes off the component ash from the feather. She looks at the concierge, says, "I quit. I'm done." And then she walks.
Don't forget your.
Yeah, she just walks out past you, Hamari.
Huh. She seemed like she was doing so well.
All right. Well, that is deeply concerning.
You should give her a good severance package.
He nods. I will.
Okay.
Oh, aye, sir. Make sure that, or if she does come back, make sure she gets this back, unless it belongs to you.
It belongs to me.
I hand her the material component pouch.
He nods.
Well, that is deeply concerning.
All right, so I have no idea what really just happened. So they're in a place under the castle.
Accessible only by greater elementals.
Huh. As in, the greater elemental has to basically open the door, or you have to be a greater elemental to exist there?
The greater elemental clearly can open the door for others.
Uh-huh.
Or bring you there willingly or unwillingly.
Okay.
That is deeply concerning. I'll explain more when there aren't pioneers around.
Oh, he's not going to say anything, are you, big boy?
No.
Oh,
I'm going to forget all this happened.
Perfect.
For my own benefit.
Oh, if you could, like, flag down a maid and see if my laundry's been done.
I will make sure I hand deliver your laundry by myself.
Personally.
No.
Liam, you're really confused. You're really, really confused. When the fuck did Hamari get a dominate person spell?
After I saw the knife, I had a pretty good idea.
Okay. Just gonna let you, if you wanted to play along, you could.
All right. So, well, you're the magic expert in this room. What do we do?
He's still there. Do you let him go? You gave him orders, but you didn't tell him to leave yet.
Sorry, I forgot you were still there. You may go now.
Yes, I'll bring your laundry. He walks out robotically.
Oh, and it's not ma'am. It's mistress.
Mistress.
Thank you.
Yes, mistress. We'll get your laundry now, mistress. So Liam, the sight of Amari standing in a white silk and linen embedded robe with small blood stains on it, drips here and there, with a very ornamental letter opener with a cut on her cheek, does paint a very, very unique picture in this door frame of this room.
All right, get in here. I have no idea what you did to that poor soul, but we've got bigger problems.
All right. I'll close the door behind me. Explain it like I'm 5.
All right, I suspect Miss Nasha has made her move against Miss Yuka and dragged Mr. Cyrus with her.
Who?
Nasha, the avatar you killed.
Oh, okay.
Wicked Witch of the West, from what I hear. Thought she was going to nick me boots or make us walk through a field of sleeping flowers. Ooh, better yet, a swarm of flying chimpanzees.
Fuck Andrew.
No, turns out dragging Miss Yuka down to the depths was the idea she had in mind.
Okay. Well, you can. So I see 2 options. We either find somebody that can bring us there, or we piss her off again enough to have her drag us there?
We'd have to find her spiritual heart. And I doubt these elves are going to let us anywhere near that.
The hell is that?
I'm not sure if Nasha has a way line. Basically,
hell is
a primary source of power for these elementals.
Just also, like Hamari, what the hell's a chimpanzee?
There's been plenty of other weird animals named along the line. I just kind of go with it.
All right, so there are a few options. We could try to talk to Nasha, we could try to talk to Ashra, or we could try to talk to Talos.
We could also try to talk to Azargard. He might know something. Or
He
someone.
he might have an idea too. Any idea where to find him?
The guy that we just talked to like yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming right where we left him.
Oh, looked like he had some preparation to do. Asked us to wait around for a couple weeks. He is a king here, right?
Yes? I didn't take notes on the specifics.
Getting a hold of him again might be difficult.
I have a way with people.
As you say that, you hear someone walk in the doorframe behind you.
Oh. Is it the connoisseur?
Yep, he's holding your clothing well folded. Your clothing, mistress.
Go lay it on my bed.
Yes, mistress. He walks down the hallway.
I'd keep him, but I want to feed him.
I see. Right, so Mr. Azargoth might know more. I've spoken to Miss Ashra before.
Oh, you have? You have?
Yeah, this is the first time you heard about this.
How do you think I got us into the upper city, eh?
I don't know.
The old salty pirate with no connection with his deity got the entire group into the upper city, eh? And you have no idea.
I mean, if nobody else had a plan, I was just start stabbing people until I got day pass or something.
That isn't how you... All right, finding Azargoth is our next objective, I guess.
Alrighty.
Great assassin, terrible spy.
I never said I was a spy.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Mari's gonna tug on the lapels of her robe. You think they'll let me keep this?
As you say that, you hear the footsteps re-enter the doorway.
Oh, was there something else?
I have delivered your clothes, mistress.
Cool. Can I keep this?
As you wish, mistress.
Awesome.
Is there anything else you require of me, mistress?
Oh. I think you've been under a lot of stress. I want you to go take a sabbatical, starting now. You'd be gone for I'm thinking 5 weeks.
Yes, mistress. I'll begin preparations immediately.
On your way.
Yes, mistress. And he leaves.
I don't think that mood will keep up for 5 weeks between you and me. All right. Well, Yuko probably want her stuff.
Yeah, Cyrus is going to want his stuff. I'll gather up Cyrus' stuff.
Yeah, it looks like Arilla and Brookside cleaned out their room. Liam, you gather up your stuff. Amar, you gather up your stuff. You are both now sharing the load. One of you's grabbing... I'm assuming Hamari has Yuka's and you have Cyrus.
I mean, I'm assuming Yuka's pack is a bag of leaves or something.
Yes. It's got stuff in it. It's weirdly enough, it looks like it would fall apart when you pick it up, but it's bound together by some fucking bullshit magic.
All right. Ooh, lavender.
But yeah, so you guys convene in a room.
All right. After Mesregard, I guess.
Problem is, I'm not even sure the way lines are his realm. He might be able to tell us more information, but I doubt he'll be able to help directly.
Yeah, it's a step. Unless you want to try to talk to who's or what's it.
Yeah. We'll try Azargoth.
All right.
He might be busy preparing a palace we can't access, however.
Alrighty.
All right, so you guys head to the college?
Yep.
Yeah, you head there. You see there's currently some preparation going on for a play, and you ask around, and they say, oh, no, Azargoth has said he's taking a couple weeks off.
Aye, that checks out.
All right, so he's not here at all. Does he have like a residence in the city?
As I understand it, Mr. Azargoth refused his own personal plot from the Queen. I believe he spends most of his time at the castle.
Okay. Well, just take a note saying we stopped by.
May I have a name? To, let him know who stopped by.
He's Liam.
Aye, tell him Liam stopped by.
He awkwardly looks at you and says, okay. And he jots down a note, wraps it up, puts it in a slip in some weird elven script, and puts it on a little thing, with some other script on it. All right. When he is here, I'll be sure to give it to him.
Cool. So, off we go to the castle.
Off we go to the nearest church.
Do you want to talk to who's your name?
I don't see any other option. They don't let outsiders anywhere near the castle, even ones of our stature.
Out of character, I still do have one of those bullshit rule-breaking things.
When did you use the first one? I thought you didn't use either yet.
Oh yeah, I haven't used either. But I mean, technically, he's my leader, and I should be able to get counsel from my government. They shouldn't be able to deny me that. Be a basic violation of my fundamental rights, I guess.
I also think that you might not want to reveal that Azargoth has any attachment to the Enlightened Emperor.
Oh, that is a good point too. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, that would be an issue.
Off we go to the prayer box.
Okay. What do you want? Stump, you want to jot down kind of what happened roughly?
Oh, I suppose.
I only wrote Elril leaves.
Oh yeah, shit. I suppose I was doing the notes last time and I didn't do anything. No.
You're
okay.
fine. I appreciate it either way. So anyway, yeah, Andrew, both of you, Liam and Hamari, you go to a local Ashra church, and you see that it's an open air church. It is very little stonework, but there's a big tree in the center, and there are these large poles of wood that depict Ashra in many different forms in many different ways. You see some of them are pretty close to what you saw, and some of them are really far out there. There appears to be a mix of both fertility and health and birthing rights and all sorts of other things on these large wooden poles that surround this very large tree. You can see in the tree there are these particular, as you approach and you see a small procession of priestesses and priests. You see in this oak there are these large roots. And they pretty much span this entire little plinth area that's raised up above the grounds in the center of this particular park. And you see each of the roots go towards one of the pillars. And as you're walking by these roots, they kind of dictate the paths. You can actually see there's small little neat bridges built up over the roots. As you walk by these roots, you can see it seems intricately woven in. As if the branch or the root, grew around them, appear to be these very unique looking stones. And some of them have a light glow to them, some are dull, some of them are very elegantly cut and polished, some of them are rough garnets, and there's tons of them just all over the place randomly. And you see small elven script in some of the pieces of the either the root that grow over them. And do you want to give me a religion check? DC 20?
Probably not, but sure.
Now, you've heard of some ritual that the elves do involving a tree and pushing a stone into it, but you're never really quite understood what it was about or paid attention or gave a shit. But yeah, all you know is there's some type of ritual that they do. But yeah, you approach. All of the priestess and priests appear to be in the same regalia. There doesn't appear to be like one that's obviously like the last place where they had a much more fanciful outfit or more ornate stuff on it that kind of dictates them as a high priestess or high priest. So, how do you approach?
I find one of these depictions and I kneel down. Or what are other people praying doing?
Well, they're not all of them are praying. Some of them are standing there conversing. Some are pouring like water on certain specific spots of the root and chanting. The one that's probably closest to you is actually holding a gem in their hand and is like just with their eyes closed, gently reciting something very quietly to themselves. It appears to they're holding like a very sharp, rough cut opal.
I see. Well, we'll try my way first. I find one of those depictions and I kneel down in front of it. Close my eyes and concentrate.
Which I'm assuming you try and find a depiction that looks more like her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you do so. And do you call upon her?
I will try to.
Right. Give me a religion check. DC 8.
How do you spell this deity's name?
Asherah. A-S-H. A-R-A. Asherah. Ooh, 3. Do you want to spend an inspiration point, Andrew?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another one.
Hey.
Okay. So, you mimic their praying pose, which is, one knee bent and one knee up. And you look up towards the pole, close your eyes, and mimic the stance. And what do you specifically? Are you mentally calling? Are you giving a feeling? Like, how are you trying to attract her?
Desperately mentally calling.
Okay. So as you do this, what seems like 10 or 20 minutes pass. You finally like open your eyes and you're like, maybe I guess I didn't do anything. And you stand up and look around and you see everyone's frozen around you.
So, how long have you been standing there?
And where do you look?
Nowhere in particular.
You hear the voice come from the pillar in front of you.
Turn around and look at the pillar.
8 or 9 minutes in your time. I was just basking in the glory of being prayed to.
A true prankster.
I can be.
We've an issue.
I heard. To answer your question, I don't know how they got there.
You do know that the fate of the world rests on Yuka living, correct?
I'm aware. All I can tell you is Jurgle's involved.
Jurgle?
He arrived at the end. All of a sudden, my presence was erased from that area. And the next I looked, they were gone.
That is truly concerning. I thought it was Nasha. Sorry.
No, I've been keeping Nasha busy, trying to avoid attacking Yuka after we had our conversation. She has been very unruly.
Much appreciated. But that doesn't stop the current problem we have.
No, it doesn't. So, if you were going to ask me to let you into the way lines, are you not?
Do you have any ideas on how to move forward from this? I mean, that's an option, if you think that's an option. But I've no idea what to do from here.
I don't think I'm going to be able to influence my way there. It has been a very long time since anyone's even passed by those gates without being accosted. You will have to get permission, or you'll have to force your way in. Once you're past the initial gate that they have set up, I can let you in.
Interesting. Any idea how to acquire permission? I'd rather not have to resort to violence.
You see something flash over the because you're basically talking to a wooden face.
Yep.
That's been moving and kind of awkwardly bending and hawing and raising its eyebrows. You see her eyebrow crook for a moment. Can you give me a insight check at disadvantage? Insight.
Oh, that's investigation. Yeah, let me click the disadvantage button real quick. Hey.
So something passes over her face for a moment. And she says, well, I understand that the fate of the world, as again, I have not been able to verify this, lies with Yuka. I feel that I'm owed something if I was to get you an audience with Nezargona, who's the only one who could give you permission.
We have to speak with the queen herself. That's concerning.
She is the only one. Her blood is the only thing that will write the seal of approval.
I see. Left with little other choice I am then. All right, what do you want in exchange?
Well, I feel like it would be horrendously mean of me and out of character for you to ask for your undoubted worship, so I will not. You can do me a favor by...
Hello?
Give me a second, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Can you roll me your... I'm going to do this prior before you hear what I'm about to do. Can you roll me your loyalty towards Talos?
Shit.
Passion.
Do that.
It's your passion roll.
Yeah, where's that on the... That's right, it's in Discord.
It's in the XP. It's in the 5e XP short and long-term goal, and in your tab. It'll be a die 20 plus 2. You want a 10 or higher. Okay. So it's a fail, but nothing bad happens. So...
Yeah, that checks out.
I am going to give you something. I want you to keep it with you always.
Oh?
While I cannot make you worship me, and nor would I want you to, I still do want to extend my reach. And unfortunately, there are no other way lines in the world that I can feel or I am aware of. I can have a piece of me go with you.
Funnily enough, I was actually going to ask you about that before I left.
Oh, what were you going to ask?
Well, that same exact thing.
Whether or not there are any other way lines besides the ones here?
No, actually. I was going to see if you wanted me to take something with me. Like, what are those things called? Holy symbol. If I won't serve you, I could at least give you a glimpse of what lies beyond, eh?
It would not be a holy symbol that anyone would identify, but that is essentially what it will be. There is something else you'll need to do, but I will hold you to that later. Do not worry, this will not harm Talos, yourself, or anyone that you care about. Matter of fact, it won't harm anyone, as to my wish.
Oh, sounds fair.
Swear it to me, Liam Sea Runner, that you will do what I ask when the time presents itself.
Gentleman's promise. When the time comes, I will do exactly what you say when you say it.
with the guys that I will not have you do anything out of character. It has been agreed upon. Turn around, Liam.
I turn around.
You see Hamari in the middle of a particular sneeze, and she's been stuck in that pose for, the entirety of this conversation. And as you turn around, she finishes the sneeze and all the sound, and people start moving around you, and it feels like your head goes back into focus.
All right, so what do we got to do to get this started? You need like some incense or some weird music? What do you need?
We need to go speak to Nestergona.
What happened to what's her face?
That already happened.
We just got here.
Magic, Miss Amari, magic.
I think you guys are just making this shit up, making me walk all over the place. All right, let's go.
So Liam, you go to turn with Hamari, and something catches your eye in the tree.
I investigate.
Yeah, so Hamari, you're like, hey, let's go, and Liam's like, okay, and like he starts turning to walk away, and you keep walking. You notice that he turned around and started walking away from you towards the tree.
Wait a moment, I need something before I go. Promises made, cannot be avoided.
What?
Yeah, so Liam, you feel this, and you felt this pull before. It's usually when Talos is like, no, go left. No,
Yes.
I said go left. Go left.
Yep.
And you go up to the tree, and it so happens that a couple of the people that were around doing stuff around the tree, like prepping it, just kind of clear off and turn their backs to you. And in the tree, you see a recessed, and it's near the base of the tree. And it's like in one of the base of the roots that are starting to grow out. You see a recessed pendant, and you stare at it for a little bit, and you see the wood move away from it, and then the chain that it is on unstick itself from the wood itself, and it just lays there in a little pocket.
I pick it up and put it on.
Okay. Yep. Do you attempt to open it or mess with it at all?
Nope.
Yeah, so the pen, I'll tell you what it looks like. The pendant,
I'll examine it and then put it on.
It's in a square frame. It has a rounded square edges, and it has a small recessed pinhole in the center, and has a little bit of intricate like weaving on it that looks leaf-like. The chain and everything are like all of it's like a tarnished pewter, very old looking. When you pick it up and you feel it in your hand, you can actually feel it like radiate. Like when you like cast something through when you extend yourself to Talos and he casts something through you, you always feel this weird kind of radiation kind of feel, something touching you but not really, kind of feeling like it enters you but not really.
Yep.
When you pick it up and you hold it and you put it on, and when you put it on, you feel that feeling kind of rescind, and then you look down and you see that the pocket that was there is gone.
Gotcha.
And then all of a sudden, the person that turned their back on you turns around again and just continues doing their tasks as normal.
Right. And then I head off to Amari and we
What was that about?
Amari, you notice the necklace.
What is that?
Every favor has its cost, Miss Amari.
What cost?
The price I have paid.
Oh,
Nothing you need to
you're fine.
nothing you need to concern yourself with.
Oh, since you just said that, I already immediately just banished from thought. Whatever, let's go.
Yep, so you two carrying your packs, you good size packs, head on over to the primary castle gates. You're not walking up to them yet, but you're outside of them. There's these fancy, really ornate, they're called stonewood. These basically song-sung walls of really thick, this silvery kind of wood, with a palisade, a gate, and the gate is made out of what appears to be either bone or ceramic. And you see two large, beefy-looking elves on either side of the door, and above you see a very slender ranger with his legs hung over the top of the palisade, with his bow in his hand, just kind of sitting up there.
So now what?
I have no idea.
You're the one that said we had to come here.
Well, we gotta speak to Nestor Gona.
Nezra Gona.
Oh, then why is there?
Queen?
Because I like making names that are garbage. Spelling.
Well,
Like making names like the French.
Yes.
how do you say the number 80? 4 20s.
Then
Anyway,
Yeah, anyway. So, Liam, you were told that we had to go here, but you didn't get any, like, you didn't get us, like, an entry ticket or whatever, because this is like, fuck you, Rich, right here. And I don't think I can bullshit my way past that.
hey, I don't think you can murder your way past it either.
No.
Well, suppose we try blind faith.
Hamari, roll Hate of Theus real quick.
Where is it? Let's see.
It's your passion roll. Strong.
Which one? Oh, Theist.
Yeah.
It's die 20 plus 4. And go. 5.
Oh, that's not good. You drop the strength of Hate of Theus. Actually, no, this might be good. That's why I like this system. Drop the strength of Hate Theist to a +2.
Okay.
Let me double check. So I want to make sure. Okay. Yep, that's all that happens. So tell me. So what's really nice about criticals and what's really nice about critical failures to passes is it's supposed to give you a character introspection for nat ones and nat 20s. So tell me exactly what about what Liam said actually pulled you away, like made you stop having this like maybe irrational or rational like dislike of theism, or at least theists. Like,
well, it may not be that I lowering my hate
you didn't learn
theists in general. It might just
it
be
didn't go away.
this
It just
particular theist I might not be hating so much.
Okay. And do you feel like I said, it's not all, but like something about it changes your perspective to some degree?
I mean, it's worked out so far, I guess. I mean, I stabbed the aspect of a god. That was kind of fun. Liam has acid trips and talks to trees. And it's getting somewhere. So I mean, there's some type of benefit from it. I mean, I don't really think devoting yourself to your deity is worth the trade-off.
Yeah. So you're just like, okay, maybe I don't hate these type of people.
I don't
just
hate
those type of people, and you like.
I don't. Himari doesn't hate this particular dwarf.
Yeah.
Dwarf. God damn it.
I'm gonna say thematically it's because of the way you talk, and she's always heard like dwarves, and they have that particular accent, and you're kind of hairy, so she kind of just made that connection in her head.
Also, the beard.
And the beard.
Of the beard.
I'm gonna try to make sure she doesn't actually mention that he's a dwarf to him.
Yeah.
Just that she's gonna mention it to everybody else, though.
It's kind of that thing where it's like the person told you their name, but you forgot it, and you're just really avoiding saying it until it comes up again. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we see you like have like a reaction bit after Liam says that, and then you have an introspection.
Please stop hating Talos.
Don't make me walk back what I was just about to say. All right. I mean, not like Talos, but I'm putting my trust in you.
But wait, are you actually saying that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, what you doing, Liam?
I suppose I'll try to walk up to the gate.
Okay.
Make sure the pendant is visible.
Now you walk up to the gate, and they don't take much heed of you. You notice the archer above, like, goes from having the bow kind of laying at rest to like now it's kind of ready, but there's no arrow. The guard looks at you and says, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?"
Miss Ashra sent me. Said I needed to talk to Nezragona.
The other guard pipes up, "Excuse me, did you just say Miss Ashra?"
Hey, the one and the same. As I turn to him, making sure the pendant is visible.
Hamari and Liam both give me an insight check as both the guards look at each other. DC 15.
Nope.
Yeah, Liam's oblivious. It's 100%. So yeah, Liam, you're just, you're sitting there like irradiating with joy, right? Like that confidence. And Hamari, you're reading the two, and they're looking at each other like, this guy, like another fucking crazy. So I
tried.
Yeah, so they look at you and nod, like say, sure. And what business would so hap Ashra had asked you of?
Something Wayline, something.
The two stop, stare, look at you. They don't ready their weapons, but they become heightened. And they look at you and says, "And what would an outsider like you know about the Waylines?"
I know that the fate of the world is tied to them.
Hamar, you see that same glance back and forth, like, this guy, we've heard these crazy people before. Liam, how about you give me a persuasion check? DC, we'll say 19. Feel free to use inspiration. Oh, and divine, by the way, you can use a die 8 for your guidance roll.
Sure.
Because you are not being guided by Talos. Consider inspiration.
Yeah.
Well,
total of 18.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All right.
So I think what makes this perfect is that, Hamari, you again, because Liam's oblivious to this, right? And you're like just watching this unfurled, like this is going as well as I thought it would.
Yeah, Hamari's just kind of keeping her mouth shut, and she's going back and forth between like looking at Liam talk, and then looking at them react, and looking at Liam talk, looking at Liam back. She's wondering when she's going to need to start fighting.
And you can see that the last thing that Liam said actually hit one of them a little bit, and the other one looks over like, huh? And like the one isn't buying it. And then you see something change in the one that's like not buying it. All of a sudden you see like, what's your passive perception?
Mine?
Yeah.
20.
God. Yeah, you see all of a sudden a very faint, like very almost imperceptible flicker of light in his eye, with this like green golden glow. Liam, you don't see this. And all of a sudden the one that was like, Liam, you notice like one of the guards like looking over at the other one because you're talking to the guy in front of you.
Yep.
And he was the guy you're talking to is the one that looked over the other guard. And you go to look over at the other guard, and he says, "Yeah, I'll bite. Stay here. Do not move." And he signals to the archer above. And the archer above like draws a bead but doesn't pull back the arrow. And you all of a sudden realize that the archer above is now on overwatch over you. And he opens the gate, walks in, the gate closes, and you two are standing there.
All right. I remain standing there.
Amari?
Amari's just going to keep her mouth shut.
Okay. Is there any particular time you guys are waiting for, or just whenever they get back?
Whenever they get back.
After a couple minutes, Mario will start getting antsy. She's like doing that little, lean with her feet, like making noises with their mouths.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys like the forest, huh?
The guard looks at you and says, "Yes, it is one of the most precious things that could be on Dantera."
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Are you dragon kin?
Is there a particular reason you said it so slow?
Because I am only ever heard of your kind.
Oh, Himari will go like off into this grandiose history of your people and the mythos around their creation and all that, and talking it up and making it about 10 times as fabulous as even like the most fabulous story is.
Are you doing this more performative for you, or are you actually trying to convince him how great the Enlightened Ember is?
I think it's going to be about how great Himari is.
Okay, give me a persuasion check. Since it's about you and not the Empire, we're going to say DC 19.
Okay. Good thing I can't roll less than a 10.
Hey!
My persuasion's 11.
So Liam, you're standing there, right? And you're just kind of mind your own business, and then Hamari starts talking, and you're like, "Oh fuck! Please don't say anything! Please don't say anything! Please don't say anything! Please don't say anything! Please don't say anything!" Like, just your mind is racing. Like, this could go bad. This is gonna go bad. This is gonna go bad. And at some point, when you finally give up, and you're like, "I probably actually should listen to the things she's saying," and you kind of like zone back in. You look over and you see the guard is kind of like nodding along, like, "Yeah, that's pretty badass. That's pretty cool." And he's actively asking questions back to Hamari, like he's actually listening to her. Really weird. You don't like it.
Okay.
Well, I say you don't like it. You choose to like it or not, but yeah. So
Yeah, the more he's into it, the more she's going to lean into the story.
yeah, and he does. So in time, the other guard comes back with a very, very tiny person. Like, very tiny person. Like 2'6", 7, 2'7". And the guard opens the gate, and this tiny little 2-foot person with they have like cornrows, and they have like very fanciful carved bone and wood, like intricated through the cornrows, and they reach their tiny little hand up to you, Liam, and say, "Hi, my name is Kulsa, and I will bring you in to speak with Nezruk Gona."
Hey, Liam. And that sounds like a plan.
Nice to meet you, Liam. Do you have other party with you?
Aye, this one here.
Oh, is that to my eyes deceive me? And he walks over, and Hamari, are you still talking to this guard?
Oh yeah. She's gotten onto talking about herself, so she's thoroughly distracted from what else is going on.
How would you like this scene to go? Would you like to be that he interrupts you and like it continues after there, or do you want it to be where it's just literally like a person staring at the maw of the void and hearing a static ring while there's a very distant voice going on in the background that you are not paying attention to, aka this little guy? I might have painted a too overly interesting picture there.
Is there a trait for this?
You could definitely, yeah, it would be what? It would be humble versus, no, it'd be proud versus indulgent. No, indulgent versus
Sensible.
sensible. Inquisitive or sensible? Because I think you could argue either one.
Well, I mean, it makes sense right now to pay attention to, because I mean, the guards are there and they've already kind of halfway threatened us, and I'm going off on a tirade about myself.
I think so.
I should be putting that forward. So let's see. That's sensibles +4, indulgence +8. Left trait is going to be sensible. Oh,
What?
did I? Oh, because I put the plus there. Okay.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Indulgent.
Okay. Yeah, so the little guy comes up, and in Hamari's perspective, you're just going on and on and on, and there's just a slow cinematic ring that's happening as you keep going on, and then you hear this little voice just very far away. Liam, you like Hamari is just not shutting the fuck up, and this little guy's trying to get her attention.
Oh, aye, Miss Amari. Snap two. I snap my fingers.
And then
They call him Cassio.
And then some of my peers can even breathe like things like acid or like a fog cloud or like I'm red, so I can be fire. What?
Miss Amari.
What?
Yes, it's
your
Cassio,
attention,
right?
Please.
I named him Cassio, right? This is the problem when I don't name NPCs, even though I have them in the notes.
I don't even remember.
Okay, we're gonna say Cassio. His name is Cassio now.
Okay.
Cassio requires your attention.
Who?
I point down.
Downey. Yeah, me.
Amari like literally like, looks down. Oh, takes a step back. You are tiny.
Hi there. I guess I'll restart my whole spiel. Do my eyes deceive me, or are you a dragonborn from the Enlightened Ember?
I am.
Fascinating. Maybe after you're done with your meeting with Nezragona, you can talk to me? I am very interested in your culture.
Wonders culture it is.
It is. I have only read one book that was sequestered from apparently a wandering merchant who had bought it off of one of your folks from your military.
That sounds concerning.
I would like to see that book.
Absolutely. It's just a small journal. I believe it is from. It's hard to read. I've only slightly translated your. What was it? Male language? Darisha?
Jake, the player, doesn't know how it's pronounced.
Diashra.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was,
What's up, Andrew?
I thought it was Dresra.
Is it Darisha? I need to look at the spelling.
For fuck's sake.
DRES.
Doing this.
DRA.
Let me just look it up.
I got high Dreza, low Dreza, Dresra. It's like, oh yeah, we could definitely do that. I'd like to see your that journal you got.
Yeah, Dreshra. Okay. Yeah. So you tell him that. Yeah. He looks at you in wonder. He's like, yes, I can't translate much, but the male symbology is definitely much more simplistic. It is possible, but I only get the briefest glimpse of simplistic meaning. I don't know if I'm missing something or if that's the intent.
I mean, men tend to be simple creatures.
Ouch.
I will take that as a more of a cultural idiosyncrasy than anything against me or any of my other male colleagues.
You are who you are.
Indeed. He turns to Liam. All right, Sea Runner.
Aye.
Are we to go to Nezragona, or do you have other business to attend to?
Ready to visit Nezragona.
All right. Follow me. And he waddles his way up the very long, intricate stone and garden pathway up to the leading of the castle, which is a single door affair. The castle is quote unquote a castle in the sense of its name, but not really what we would see as we think of like a Celtic Scottish or even like low bear or baroness type of castle that we're used to seeing in a lot of European culture. It is a very almost Russian-y influence of kind of very pointed towers and very strong pillars of very ornate wood that have been woven together. It seems to be woven together like 6 different types of wood, and it's a very large amount of it's a very large building. I'd probably say it's about 3 or 4 stories tall. It's a pretty wide structure.
Palace, or is it a castle? There's a difference between the two.
People have been calling it a castle.
Okay.
And you can see like what would be defensive embankments on it.
Yeah, a castle would be a defensive structure.
Yeah, and it is definitely a defensive structure of some sort. It's just not in the way you might think. There's also a fair bit of, I think they're called, what, death holes, kill holes?
Murder holes?
Yes.
Murder holes. Yeah, there's a lot of those. And you can tell that when you enter in through the first area, you've entered into a smaller courtyard in which you see what looks like a very interesting type of a very interesting coil of like wood, and it appears to be magically in tune, and there are several people casting on it. They're singing, and you can see this like strange wood and naturalistic structure like emanate with power, and you kind of feel the vibrations of it as you pass by it, and you look around, you see people training, and you guys continue through this woven pathway of elegancy and flowers and hedges, and eventually you make your way into another courtyard where you see another group of elves training with archery and spear throwing, as well as appears to be minor magic casting, but there's song spells, and it's more like a bard at a gun range.
Right.
Don't know how that looks, but that's the verbal image I'm going to paint.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so, and you guys pass by a well-done barracks where you smell what would be dinner at this time, wafting out some very light, spicy, like aromas. And this entire time, the halfling has been speaking to you about things around you, about the barracks, giving you small little historical facts and little bits of information here and there. And eventually, you pass by, because the quote unquote castle is on the edge of a mountain, and you notice that you start getting further and further in, and it's just like training yard after barracks after training yard, and then eventually you arrive at a place where you see it starts to slope down, and it's going into the mountain.
I see.
And you actually see that the stones have been hewn to soft smoothness, and you see a actual like
Hewn or magically excavated?
hewn, not magically excavated.
I see.
And you actually see a very bright white, like pearl white gate. And as the halfling starts to approach, the gate opens, and you guys go in. You pass by several large guards who are wearing, again, what looks like almost pristine white with green gold inlay. What was it called? Porcelain? It kind of looks like porcelain. It's just Blair white, some type of ceramic armor. And as you pass by, they give you pretty strong glances, and you enter into the a small, like, dim area as the light starts to change, and eventually it turns over to magic lighting, and you can see these between magic lighting and bioluminescent plants guiding your path as you go down a long, elaborate hewn stone that have.
Stop it.
Anyway.
This is a set of gate locks, isn't it?
Yeah. Best kind of defensive structure. Multiple points to fall back to.
Keeping things out or keeping something in?
Hard to say. You want to give me an insight check based on military tactical knowledge that you... What experience does Hamari have with military tactical knowledge?
I mean, she was an assassin for the military.
Okay, I'll give you that. Give me a insight check. No, give me an investigation check. You can keep your roll, whatever the actual roll was.
I don't know. I can't roll this. It's a completely different thing with my insight, since that's skill.
His insight is affected by that one skill that makes it so that he can't roll low.
Oh, right. A 10 is good enough. It is to keep people out.
Okay.
Yep. And you eventually walk into an area which has a T intersection, and you're going straight T intersection.
Oh,
like, two paths, and you're continuing straight on. And you glance down the other section, you can see it leads to a continual road that goes deeper down, and eventually you see another pristine pearl white gate with like 18 guards around it, and also what appears to be some type of large creature that looks like lizard-like, like a giant iguana. And it has 3 archers on its back, and it's just patrolling that area. You continue along, and he keeps rattling off more and more things, and eventually you two make it into. Basically, you keep going down, and all of a sudden, like, you notice that there's another pearl white gate, and you see it's opening, and there's like a big a parade of military moving down the main street, and you turn off to the left where you see a really nice ornate door with a garden inside, fully lit up by bioluminescence, trees and plants, and the paved stones. As you walk on them, you hear a very light tone, like there's song stones. And he rattles off some information about them, like, oh, these were made as more of a joke or a fun thing, but people started really liking them, so they started putting them into more of your nobility. And then as like you guys arrive at this very nice, again, pristine white ceramic door, the door is opened by him, and he invites you in, and he closes it, and then it's another kind of elaborate long wooden hallway with lovely carvings, and eventually you see like a hewn statue of what looks like a wizened old elven woman, like hunched over holding a staff and smiling, with a small acorn in her hand.
Do I remember this one?
Give me a wisdom check. Just roll your wisdom. You're looking for a DC. How many days has it been? Probably, let's say DC 11.
Okay, well, I rolled a 21.
Okay. This is Nasha.
Right.
Yep. She's holding the little, like, stone-carved acorn.
Right.
Smile.
From the inn with Yuka.
Nasha.
Yeah, you know this is her, Hamari. You're not going to roll for this because you fought her.
I should not speak here.
So as you two pass by the statue, because you have to walk past it, you see the halfling just kind of mutter off a couple more facts. He talks about Nasha and how she's a lovely elder tree elemental that has been guarding the grove for a very long time in accordance with Asherah and a bunch of other stuff. And as you progress further, eventually you walk by the statue, Hamari, and you swear to fuck that thing's eyes turn to look at you.
Oh, I thought it was an actual woman.
No, it's a stone statue.
It's just a woman in really good makeup.
Yeah. Hello, dearest. I'm going to fuck your shit up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no. It's like, yeah, Hamari's as prideful and as arrogant as she's not stupid. There's no way she can get away with being an ass here.
Yeah, so you pass by the statue.
I'll like give it that kind of like that squinty look. Like I see you. Yeah, like I see you.
It's like you stand, like the funny thought in my head is that you kind of fall behind a little bit and you like squint at it, and there happens to be like a child elf down the hallways like looking, like just seeing you like glance at it, sneer at it, and they like look at each other like, that's a weirdo. Yeah, you two continue, and eventually you arrive at this big elaborate dining room. Pearl white, either bone or ceramic chairs with a bone or ceramic table. Has no food or anything laid out in it. With this big upside down blue cyan look cyan. How do you say that word?
Cyan.
It's the light blue color.
Cyan.
Cyan. Yeah. Cyan looking tree that has these pearl blue, like almost ocean blue leaves, and it all illuminates the entire room. Like the leaves are illuminating the entire room with this lovely light blue glow.
Is this the same thing that Yuka made?
How about you give me a wisdom check, DC 14. It is eerily similar, but you can tell that this was song spell, or like you don't understand the whole aspect, but it looks like it was grown into the shape and color. But it is eerily similar, and as you walk by it, you notice, because it's above you, it's hanging from the ceiling. It's a big old tree that's like illuminated this whole room. As you like look up, you can actually see, like where its centerpiece would be, like the center of the trunk would be. It like bridges out into like a cage, and inside is just a lovely glass ornamentation of a blue light.
I see. So then these trees probably aren't a bad thing if they are making mock representations of it.
So yeah, and he walks in, he talks about the hull, and he talks about how these are all made of a special type of ceramic. And then the cushions are made out of like this very fine fur from a particular type of weird goat that grows up in this forest that sheds frequently yearly. They're super soft and plush. And he's kind of over documenting it, talking about stuff as he's walking down. And he walks over to another room and door, and he stops, turns.
Does he say anything about the big tree?
Nothing. You ask?
Yeah.
He stops, looks up, he says, "Oh, as I understand it, it's just a fancy ornamentation. It's been here for generations."
No symbolic representation, eh?
He quirks his eyebrow at you. No. Why do you ask?
Well, it just seems like everything else here has some kind of symbolic representation. Why wouldn't that one?
He looks around. He looks up at it. Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. I've always thought it was just a nice, pretty elaborate thing. Nothing more than the decorations you might see.
Definitely a looker, but can't help but feel like there's something more there. Anyways, let's move on.
Right. Just over here, this door. And he walks up to the door, turns to you, and puts his hands on his tiny little hips and says, "Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Beyond this point is Nezragona and Azragoth. And there are other people there as well. There is a bit of procession going on. Do not speak out of turn. Wait for your time. They are aware of your presence and will get to you when they can. Make sure you be polite, but be relaxed. Nezragona isn't a very stuck-up noble, as a lot of you Easterner types seem to favor. She's very approachable, but still, mind your manners. Be pleasant. Be kind. Think through what you're going to say. And don't make a fool of yourself." He looks at you. He says,
"No promises."
He looks at you, Homer. He's like, "Oh, would you like to talk about your culture?"
Liam, do you want to go take care of the queen?
I suppose I could do so.
Liam is turning into the main character of this entire fucking campaign.
Hey, I love the pressure.
Well, this is a spot where Himari needs to shut up, or she's going to cause a lot of problems.
What, you don't want to cause massive confliction and strife and hatred and...
Not when I don't have a way out.
What? It's there's probably like a bad duck somewhere, right?
But,
There's 28 gate channels to get through. You can make that, right?
Are you telling me there's a villain-sized air duct from here to the exit?
Absolutely.
Villain-sized air duct.
Why would there not be?
Considering the last first parts we went through, they were open air?
Yes.
Okay.
King Michelle.
So...
The thing that says duck worked here, you open it, it's just a duck.
Quack. So...
I can handle it. If you'd rather be somewhere else. I figured you'd like all this nobility and stuff and what's the term for it? Bureaucracy? Not quite.
No, these people with no bureaucracy if it came up and find their ass.
Right. Well, if you want me to handle this, I can.
Well,
if you have something better to do, I won't stop you.
It's not that I have something better to do. Okay, I'm worried I'm going to say something that's going to be real bad.
That's fair. If you think that's a better course of action, do so.
Well, little guy, you're not allowed in here?
He looks at you and tilts his head. No, I am, but it's usually pleasant if I'm leading company in that they talk to her by themselves. Etiquette.
Well, you said we had to wait our turn.
You did, but I have other things to attend to.
He did just ask her if she wanted to talk about her culture.
Yeah, but he has a schedule.
But if it's talking about your culture, I could put it on hold.
Sounds like there's a conflict going on here.
Yeah.
Maybe a trait roll?
Why don't you go get that little that diary and we can go over it?
Oh, fantastic. I will be right back. I'll be a little bit longer. I need to tell the cook and chef that I will not be helping with the turnips this time. Be right back.
Turnips? You know what? Never mind. I have business to attend to.
Sounds awful. Well,
He's already gone.
I'm going to stay close to Liam.
Okay. So yeah, you both look at the door. Liam, do you just both hand open the double door?
Yep.
Okay.
Just kick it.
I can't. I politely open the door.
Yes,
I may be a pirate, but I'm a gentleman.
Right. As the camera comes behind the two of you, and you're like looking, it's like, well, I guess I'll open the door. Liam, you go to walk in between the two slits of the door, and as you push it open, the camera flashes white, and we see a particular interesting sight. Michelle, by chance, do you have the recording working? Oh, I meant... Okay. Okay. So we see a particularly interesting sight. There's a storm, a very, very rough storm over the seas. The seas are churning, and there's even a small rock face that's being slammed by large waves. And as the camera zooms across the waves, even sometimes being plunged into the waters, seeing the deep and maybe the creatures that lie within, we see a glimpse as the camera keeps racing across the water, as it keeps being submerged underneath the water. We see a glimpse of a very faint light underneath the water. And eventually the camera fully submerges and goes deep under the water. And the water, while it becomes more and more dark, the camera changes its saturation and hues, and eventually we're able to see a almost grayscale version of the bottom of the ocean. And as it races closer and closer to this very faint light, we see a vessel, a very large dreadnought of a vessel, shattered, broken into many pieces, but still somewhat together. The pieces they're taken apart, but they're near each other.
Yeah.
Remains of what would be metal plating and wood, some torn asunder, some seem to be sheared cuts. We see cannon after cannon. We see large ballista. We see huge, massive masts, 4 of them, as well as 3 large, one large impeller, made of a very particular type of metal, flown off the side right behind where the vessel is.
Propeller.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And we see the aft castle of the ship and a huge overhang. And we notice as the camera pans over it, it swings back around, and the light is emanating from within the ship. And we see as the camera gets closer to it, it flicker and wave and thrash. And we see a large metal vessel that has a large gem inside of it that looks like it's been shattered and smashed. And in the middle of this very small gem is the flickering light, never ever really getting any brighter, but never quite getting dimmer as it thrashes around. Dashua is your name. You have known nothing more than confusion, suffering, anger, pain, fear. One day you came into existence and you only knew fragments, missives, people, random faces. You find yourself lost deep in this ever blue, dark mass of ocean. It's conflicting. The ocean is your home. The ocean is your cradle. It is where you were born, and it very well could be where you die. You feel yourself ever presently suffering in this constant thrashing and pain of unable to escape the prison. You feel your wings slam constantly against this crystalline barrier over and over and over again, taking every ounce of your energy until you tire not and burn up into a smoldering ash, only to be risen again and again and again and again, over and over again. You expel all your energy to make the smallest crack in this crystalline structure. It seems like eons have passed over and over again. The last thing you remember is the large screech of your voice as a large bolt of purple radiant energy pierces through you. And yet again, you are slammed back into this small cage. The memory haunting you over and over again. The purple lance of energy piercing you, shattering you into 2, no, 3, maybe 4. Memories distant and lost, all crying in different echoes of agony, memories, happiness, joy, suffering. Round and round the emotions go. In a typhoon, no, a storm. And you are at the eye of that storm. Round and round and round, the storm flows. It moves. It moves with you, pushing you on further and further as you continue to slam and burn up, die, reborn, slam, die, reborn. You feel the eye of the storm grow tighter and tighter until there it is, a voice. It's rough. It's kind of familiar. You get a flash of a memory, a face, a young deckhand, not sure of his position, beard, bicorn hat, always confidently wearing around your symbol, showing his faith and his presence, always willing to lend a hand, slowly over the years working his way up through the ranks. And there it is again, his voice, so familiar, warming. Sometimes he calls for you. He calls you Talos. But that can't be right. That was never your name. He calls to you again. This time, it's louder. He asks, why aren't you answering? Talos, where are you? And you stop, bashing yourself against the crystalline structure. And for what seems like eons, you find yourself lost. So far, it's just been the drive to continue to bash against this crystal. But now, there's something else. There's this being, Liam. Liam, Sea Runner. Do you reach out to Liam Sea Runner? Or do you continue to try and break from your prison?
It's not been doing me any good so far.
What do you say to Liam?
Do I know this Talos?
It's familiar yet distant. It's you, but not you. It's confusing. But that's not your name.
I would at least let him know that someone's hearing him.
Do you expend all your energy, even if you die, over and over again calling out to him?
I mean, fuck it at this point.
Okay. So we get that, we get we see the multicolored fractional prism phoenix going from dying, burning up, slamming itself, blowing up, to stopping, sitting there, looking down at its claws, its wings, and it raises up and screeches out into the ocean. And we cut back and we see as Liam's opening the door and taking his first step in, Liam, you hear Talos call out to you, deep within you, behind you. And we see your character turn to look behind you, and that cuts to black and the credits roll.
Talos.
Am I?
Yeah, there we go. There is one ending credit scene, though. We see a deep, dark cave, and we see Yuka and Sai being held into the air and screaming together as the oceans of bones around them clatter and clank. And it cuts.
Well, shit.
Shit's getting real.
What's great is I will endeavor to make sure I can get Michelle to record this session, but I'm having a session. Going to have a session with Lydia and Franco separately. It's going to involve that, and that entire thing that's going to happen with them was entirely based off a single dark, like what's it called, dark Celtic song that I discovered. So, anyway, yeah, that's the session. The both of you can get yourselves 2 XP, and Andrew, you can give yourself an additional XP for playing your character quite well.
Thank you.
And for Hamari's violence fetish.
Yeah, putting up with the violence fetish. So
Honestly, I don't care.
oh god, sorry. I had to take my headphones off. They're fucking just drenched in sweat.
All right. As long as she doesn't try to kill me, it's fine. Liam needs to be surrounded by dangerous people at the moment. And, of course, dangerous people have their quirks.
Don't knock until you try it.
Liam's hung out with Cyrith this entire time. He's dealt with basically just as worse.
That is true. Sai's pretty fucked up.
You comparing me to Cyrith?
Sometimes, Franco, when we try to fight our parents to not be like them, we end up becoming them. Anyway, so Shoop, I hope you had fun listening, and I hope you guys had fun playing.
Yeah, hearing on how you're a bit of a sadistic bastard. Yeah.
Are you talking about me or fucking Stump's character?
Stump.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I forgot what character I was going to be playing.
I don't always play characters like this way.
Fuck,
no,
I just modified the wrong character. Okay. Who am I? Hamari back. Okay. Nope, that's not right. This one.
What was that, Michelle?
I forgot that I would be... What character I'd be playing, that's all.
Oh, it's fine. I have to look back at the recording or look back at my notes to double check that I got the name right. Because I glanced at it at the beginning of the session. I have a feeling I might have said the name wrong, but...
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like some like lackey or subordinate of Talos or something.
That may or may not be the case.
Didn't know you'd be a fragment, eh?
Well, it fits with the confusion, I suppose. It sounds like a fucking terrible existence.
Yep.
Well, you finally get to join us in the fun.
Well, right now I'm just screaming. Over and over, apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not far off what we already do.
It's just, we scream constantly.
Or at least mostly that's probably what Ben just hears in his head.
Well, at some point, you'll actually be able to introduce a new style of music. Screamo.
Screamo.
Oh, God.
But, oh my god, can you imagine this? Because the elves do song spells that they learn about heavy metal.
Oh, that... No.
Oh my god.
They hate metal, though. That'd be heavy wood.
It's heavy wood. It's hardwood. We don't call it heavy metal here. We call it hardwood.
No, well, we'll call it hardwood, but I don't know. Maybe call it more so dense wood.
All right. I got a new goal. Save Yuka.
Deep
And Cyrith, I guess.
Go down to Bone Town.
Yeah, I call it.
Oh, yeah, there's a good goal.
I call it one goal that you're not getting to.
I know.
Okay.
It is just one goal. Save Yuka, ... and Cyrith, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
And my goal is to just
I
keep
literally
screaming.
just have to save you.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to ensure that I can get that session recorded from between Yuka and Cyrith.
Yeah. I'll be there as long as I know the time.
Yep. I need to figure that out because those two has some odd scheduling, so I'm gonna have to try and figure out. Franco has Mondays and Thursdays, and Lydia is kind of all over the place.
Well, Ben, I really not quite sure how to summarize that ending bit in the game notes.
Just say insert cinematic.
Insert endgame cinematic.
See audio recording.
Screaming.
View
then
attached
after-
revelations.
Yeah, it's like a Dead
Review
Space audio
revelation.
tape.
Yeah.
Review revelations attached. Yeah.
No, mushrooms may be needed to further understand.
Liam chugging sea algae. That's close enough to mushrooms, right?
Basically. Psychedelic.
Not,
Campaign over. Liam dies of overdose.
I'm imagining mead made with like kelp.
Yeah. Wait, there wouldn't be. Is that mead?
No, me. Well,
You just chop it up. I don't know.
Wait, no. Kombucha isn't. That's not seaweed, is it? No.
No, kombucha is fermented tea, typically.
Oh, okay, it's tea leaves.
I mean, you can make mushroom tea, all sorts of shit.
Oh, I'm thinking of kimchi.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like fermented cabbage?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's cabbage.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Well,
nori. It's nori and yeah, nori is seaweed.
all right. Anyway, I've been awake since 3:30 this morning, so
Go pass the fuck out.
I need to go to bed.
I've only
Yep.
So
been awake since like 5:50.
Have a good night, Stout.
only since
Oh,
5:50.
Yep.
Oh, AM or PM?
AM.
Huh.
Oh.
I started work at 5 a.m. So
Goddamn.
yeah, this is fun,
Yep.
and I might be in the middle of a very long, well, just beginning a very long stretch of work.
You have to work. Wait, it's Saturday. Yeah, you have to work tomorrow
Uh-huh.
at your normal time.
Yep.
Well, I hope you don't feel like a trapped phoenix screaming in a cage over and over.
Well, I have one lead that's off this weekend, which is why I was covering. I have another lead. The other lead is off next weekend. And kind of the same boat. I highly doubt I'm going to be able to get anybody to cover it because of the holiday, so I might have to work then. And then the following Saturday after that, I think both of them are gone, so I have to be there. So
did you
my
have to
next-
look at a new Minnesota law that basically makes it so if you work a certain amount of overtime within a certain amount of pay grade, that you are due money? I think it was a legislation that went through recently, or it's going to.
Yeah, it's the pay grade is lower than what I make. But yeah, my next for sure day off is June 8th.
Okay.
That's 1, 2, 3, a little over 3 weeks.
Right, and June's a really rough month for me.
So, alrighty, well, have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna go die.
Have a good night. Sleep well.
Please don't die. We need you next session.
Just insert stabbing noises. You'll get the idea.
Okay.
Stab.
See ya.
Uh-huh.
And then shoot thinking noises.
You mean sigh noises?
I'm hearing sizzling bacon.
By the way, Andrew,
Yeah.
all the rain sound effects you hear are just meat sizzling.
Yeah.
No wonder why it's so enjoyable.
No, it's funny. I think Michelle, you shared that to me about that. A lot of
Yeah, they
games and movies use meat searing in a pan
yeah,
for rain sound
frying
effects.
foods, Foley artists will just record that.
And I told her to send that to Jake, and I'm like, this will make Jake enjoy rain.
The other Jake.
Yeah, Jake Brower, not the other Jake.
Yeah. That one.
But yeah, no, like I said, there won't be any overarching arc. I have a couple of, like,
Overarching arc.
As
yeah,
opposed
like,
to an arc that doesn't overarch,
yes.
Great. Thanks for the clarification. agree.
No. So for instance, like Hamari wasn't supposed to get near as much. Hi, Lavitz. Hey, can you just fuck right off?
You talking to
You
Hamari?
douche.
Probably.
Anyway, Hamari was not supposed to get as much involvement or arc as she has, but because Victor stepped away, and then we had Franco's job come into play, then his hours started being harder to arrange him to be, and now Jake is, after one more session that I need him for, is going to be stepping away. I gave Hamari more of an arc, but I was able to weed that in, but I spent way too much time doing that, and I really, really do want to end this campaign at some point. So, Shupa will give you an interesting character with some minor DM oversight, but you will not have a like overarching arc.
We're gonna go off and actually realize the dream of me wanting to be a baker.
You can do that.
Cook.
And I'm just
Gonna need one of those.
I'm just an NPC, I guess.
Yeah, technically, both you and Shoop are going to be NPC stat blocks.
Nah. Are we gonna have to like help adventurers with daily quests?
No.
Okay.
No, those daily quests don't apply here. We don't do combat, or meaningless combat.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's down to boss fights or interesting combat.
Well, what kind of hellish time loop am I in? That seems like a daily quest.
It seems like a daily quest where it's like quest failed, quest failed, quest failed, quest failed, quest failed.
And the worst part is that I don't seem to forget.
Nope.
What was the name you said at first?
I have to go.
It started with a D.
I have to look at my notes because it's buried in like a fucking huge document that I wrote for Andrew. And I thought I said it correctly.
I can always look back.
What? What'd you do?
The name of the fragment. You were going to get this character no matter what. I just decided that because Michelle wanted to go in a little bit that I'd let her control the character.
I see.
Yeah. But you don't know anything about that yet.
Hopefully I don't fuck up its personality too much.
No, that's the point of it, is it's completely fucking confused and lost. So you can't really fuck up what doesn't know what it is.
Huh? What? Mm.
You could be one thing one time, then completely change personality, and it would still be in character.
Oh, so
Yep.
changing accents, got it. Please don't make me do accents.
You could do that.
You could do that if you wanted.
No blimey.
Yep. Yeah, imagine taking like a couple hundred neurons from each fucking neuron cluster and putting it into a person.
You just say, "Oh, blimey."
I need more alcohol
Yes,
for
you
this.
Yes, you and I both do.
Like, as soon as you like said I was about to like start talking, I just chugged my drink.
Yeah, I kind of figured all the lead up, you would have been kind of ready. You had a lot of lead up.
Right, but I didn't,
You have a lot of like.
you said you were going to give me something to read.
Huh? When did I say that?
You did say you were going to give her something to read.
When did I?
It might have been when
I might have misspoke.
I don't know. Didn't know it was going to be ad-lib, that's all. But that's fine. If I can't fuck up, that's
Yeah, I
good.
legit misspoke if I said read.
Yeah, like you said you're going to send me something to read, or send me something like a line, I don't know.
It's in the recording. I swear it is.
Yeah, if you find it, let me know.
Sure. I'll have to. Yeah, I can do that.
Because the intent was not to be something read. I was going to have you ad-lib that.
Right, that's why I thought, like, why didn't she send me the thing already? I was just going to read it like cold take.
Mm.
Like,
Mm.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Also, Also, I hope Chris was doing enough noise cancellation because I have 2 fans both blowing at me because it's 83 degrees in my room.
Any kind of interference.
I haven't noticed either.
That's good because it is. I'd rather be in the ocean right now. It is too hot in here.
Doing great, Freeholies. Keep it up, buddy.
What?
Good job, Beans.
Oh yeah, I've actually been in V-Rising this whole time, but I've not done anything. I've just been staring at Discord.
How many times have you starved to death?
No, I've just been in my coffin the whole time. It's perfect.
Ah, that's fair.
The
I
ambient.
also appreciate everyone came on board with the Gary activity except for fucking Andrew.
What?
Have you looked at our Discord channel lately?
Does the swipe status thing actually work? I did it manually.
I swipe.
I'm in the middle of a fight. I'm trying to collect Stygian shards.
Swipe stats?
Oh, like when I mouse over
Yep,
your thing,
click
it
on
says
it.
I can swipe your status, like copy it, basically.
Oh, copy it. Okay, I didn't know that. Neat.
Oh.
A neat little feature.
This is going to be slightly fancier to edit because I have 2 audio tracks this time and they're not in sync at all.
Thankfully, you only have to do it like at the end.
Yeah. Assuming this other.
Out of curiosity, will you be able to fix that issue like overall? Like when you're starting to play? Or no?
Yeah.
Or you'll always have 2 audio tracks?
I should be able to fix it, but I'll have to do something fancy. Otherwise, I'll be hearing myself the way I have it set up currently.
Can't you send it through another channel and just mute that channel, but not to the recording?
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. It's just the way I'm processing it. I just have to. This was just a quick fix. I didn't want to stop the recording for the D&D session, so I just had to download another program and set that up.
I can actually help now.
Hey, welcome, buddy.
And I can help, kind of, maybe, I don't know. What the fuck?
All right, find this douchebag up here.
Oh no, Michelle, this is they're talking about V-Rising.
Well, everyone's Gary. Yeah. How would I know?
Not everyone's Gary. Some people aren't actually in the Gary Club because he's a fucking loser.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Well,
I didn't even know you could copy it.
Right. Likely story.
Are you gonna
I
add?
was trying to, but I couldn't find a status named Gary.
Then you should add Shoop to the resources channel so he has access to the VODs.
Oh yeah, good point.
There's a pig lady.
Jesus Christ.
He's got the tag now.
Yep, filthy spammer.
You should have access to the resource channel. Shoop, it's underneath the announcements channel.
Yep.
There's some resources there if you need it.
Read it closely. There will be a quiz.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Yes, there will be a.
Listen to both or all the audio sessions. Can't play them at 2 times speed. Has to be half speed.
All right.
Well, I'll just have an AI thing, try to read it, translate, put it into a Word document. I'll just read it all.
Just shove the transcript into it and say, summarize
I'm
this.
actually planning as a joke at some point taking my entire fucking endgame notes and then my actual last arc notes and then telling ChatGPT to summarize this
in the style of
of
Lovecraft.
Oh fuck no.
No!
So gonna be racist as fuck?
Yes.
With tentacles.
There are these people called Dragonborn.
Oh, so disgusting. Reviled.
Scales.
Oh, Stump's not here. Never mind.
You mean?
I really do need to watch that video from Jesse.
You mean scaly breaths?
I'm really.
Worm folk? Scaly folk?
Yes.
Bipedal lizards.
Dinosaurs. I mean, the lizard men.
Yeah, I feel like Lizzie would just be a.
You have the high elves, the dinosaurs. I mean, the lizard men. And then the dark elves, and then the bad rats. I mean, the Skaven.
Well, who are the elves riding then? The big lizard thing Ben mentioned.
Oh, the dark or the cold one?
What is it?
Oh shit!
What did you say it was, Ben? It was like a some kind of lizard.
Iguana.
Iguana, yep.
Yeah, no, that's a local creature.
But you said it was like very large.
I gotta wait a little bit for.
Yes, it's like the size of a drake.
Okay.
I'll just hop out here for.
Fuck you! I'm getting started. Sorry, continue.
I suppose I'll need to
What
pause
is
the
this
recording at
fucking
some
game?
point. What?
Game called Arctic Eggs, and it's like some fucking
eggs.
Russian fucking egg and bacon flipping game.
Should I leave this in the recording?
In the middle of the Antarctic, from the looks of it.
Yeah. Anyway, what's up, Michelle?
Should I leave this in the recording?
No.
Oh. Well, did I do okay? I guess I can't do a bad job since there's not really wrong answers.
Yeah, no. You're good. What is this fucking flash in the pan of a game? Pro Country?
Sounds like a subgenre of music.
It's like, it looks like an old school PlayStation 1 horror game, but like, looks better?
Well, I suppose I should stop my recording at some point. Okay.